This is former TNA World Champion Raven, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And don't cross the line. Or do cross the line. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Whatever. You get it.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
It's episode 3 of the Cross the Line TNA podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. and with me as always, Dallas Gridley. Dallas, last week we found out who the X Division champion is, and no, it's not Jerry Lynn. It's AJ Styles. This week we are going to find out who the tag team champions will be, and ironically, we will probably find out who our tag teams actually are.
Yeah, that's a great point because as we discussed at the end of last week, we were kind of guessing on the teams that were even going to be in this. So I think that's going to be kind of fun because I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a surprise or two that we aren't expecting. I don't know. I did not look at the card, so I don't know who's in this. But I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck something in there that we weren't expecting, just even if a one-off. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty interested.
Yeah, and what also is pretty important here is that this one is not taped. Here, the July 3rd, 2002. We are back to being live, and I believe moving forward, unless otherwise noted, they are going to be live.
Yeah, we should be live, as far, like you just said, unless something happens. And we have moved to Nashville. We are officially in the Nashville Auditorium this week, which will be our home for, I believe, the next 2 years.
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you how long we're in this building for?
Yeah, tell me, because I legitimately thought we were here for a while.
So the building that we see this week and next week, the auditorium, as you mentioned, we are there for only this week and next week.
Holy crap!
And then from the from the 17th onward, they are at the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting it mixed. We're in the same town though. So
right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I didn't realize that. So okay, that's really interesting. So okay, I'm curious to see how it's gonna look then, because I feel like I might watch this show probably once. I don't remember it, but because then once we're in our actual home, then it becomes the asylum,
right?
That everyone knows,
right? So
okay, well that's cool. Well, you learned something new. That's why we're here, man. We're learning.
Yeah. So we're not quite into the asylum. Eventually we'll get into the impact zone, and the impact zone, they're there for like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
If not longer.
Oh yeah. The impact zone, they stay there for wicked long. And then
oh wait, yeah, way longer, because I saw a highlight from like 2018. I think I saw Lashley beating Galloway, and he was definitely in the impact zone.
Well, I think they do eventually, so they leave the impact zone at one point to kind of like travel, or they try to.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then eventually we go back to the impact zone, and then we kind of go out again, but then we also kind of go back, but then it actually is not the same exact impact zone. It gets really weird, but regardless, Orlando ends up being their home for many, many years, including pay-per-views, TV, etc., for at least until 2010, when they're like, hey, we should do pay-per-views somewhere else sometimes.
I know they did like some Bound for Glory, like starting in 2006.
I think they do the bigger shows, a couple different locations.
Yeah, like Bound for Glory.
Slammiversary, they might.
Yeah. Lockdown, I know they did a couple of times before. It was like everyone. So. Yeah,
so.
Well, what news do you have for us from the good old dirt sheets that we have to learn about this week before we watch the show?
So there's a bunch of different notes here. And so I'm going to put the preface on. I think I did last week too. I don't think this one was written necessarily before the show aired. However, because our first 2 shows were on the same night, there is some things that are kind of hand in hand. Obviously, we saw a lot of the same people. So there's a lot of stuff like that. So, and there's some interesting stuff. So I want to make sure we kind of cover this. But first off, on the July 1st, 2002, both Alvarez and Meltzer point this out, but it starts with I awoke Thursday morning to find that hell froze over. Vince Russo has been welcomed back to the World Wrestling Entertainment creative team.
Oh, man.
So it is now official that Vince Russo is not in the NWA-TNA. He got hired back at the WWE, which is kind of interesting because growing up to this, I would have never expected that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Considering the way that he left to go to WCW, and his whole reasoning to go to WCW was because it wasn't as much programming to write for. When in fact, when he left and arrived there in October of 1999, there was in fact more programming in terms of hours to write for. So sure, they had Raw and SmackDown just was introduced, and I guess they had like Sunday Night Heat and whatever. But in terms of hours of programming, technically speaking, if you incorporate Nitro, Thunder, Saturday Night, Worldwide, technically speaking, there was more hours of television to write for.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So they point out here that it appears that the initial plans for him to be the head of the writing team, as unbelievable as that sounds. He says, I'm not sure exactly what his ideas were at this point, but I do know that he was responsible for the worst aspects of the TNA show, including the Johnsons, and that whatever he said in his WWE meeting was considered so absurd that he was immediately demoted from a writer to simply paid stay-at-home consultant.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
In the first meeting, he's pitching ideas, and they're just like, whoa, all right, no.
Yeah, and it says the fact that McMahon decided to pay him for sitting at home as opposed to firing him outright does strongly suggest that it's hush money to keep the book from being published. So it's also, you might know about this, Bob, but he wrote a book, and I believe it's kind of like I kind of left a lot of that out just because it's more about the WWF. But he was writing a book at this time, and so it almost seems like they hired him just because they were like, we don't want you to publish that, so why don't you come work for us instead?
Oh my Lord!
I
only know one of his. I don't know if he has multiple books, but I know he's of one that was published.
I don't even know if I knew he had one, to be honest, but I bet you that'd be quite the read.
Well, I think it's more so like his Born Again and
okay,
religious kind of background, I guess.
Maybe not as good of a read then, but. So on the same note, in the Observer newsletter, Meltzer writes, even though just about nobody knew, and nobody includes Stephanie, who is said to have been as blindsided by the news as anyone, apparently the deal had been in works for at least a few weeks, Russo sold his CD store in Marietta, Georgia, and stopped supplying the Jarretts with ideas. He was, in fact, helping with the booking despite denials from all parties, largely working with Glenn Gilberti, who is Disco Inferno. It is said that the closest person to Russo is now Gilberti, and you can point to Russo's belief that he was going to get a deal about the time that Disco pulled out of TNA. So there's some Russo news. This is quick. I actually just wanted to bring this up. Actually, this is sort of a follow-up from our introduction episode, our first one that we talked about the lead-up to TNA. It's noted that Bret Hart was seriously injured in a bicycle accident on 6/24 in Calgary. There's very little information at this point. He was hospitalized after being thrown off his bike. We do know this obviously ends up being his stroke that he had.
Right.
And but I wanted to point that out because it was rumored that Bret Hart would potentially come to TNA. Well, they wanted him to, not that he actually would necessarily. But so I thought I'd throw that in there. That probably not going to see Bret Hart anytime soon. So.
Yeah, after kind of suffering a stroke and getting hurt, you're probably going to be staying home for a little while.
Yeah. So that sucks. Obviously, know where Bret Hart is. He's still doing good now. So yeah, could have been worse, I guess. But okay. So also, Jerry Jarrett talked about the first show, or what ends up being technically both shows on Chair Shots Radio. The previous week to this, he said there was a lot of things he liked about the show, including the pyro and the lighting, which sounds like a really weird thing to say you liked about these shows because I feel like. Okay, the lighting and the pyro, like, oh, that's kind of weird. And there was a lot of things on his end that he was disappointed in. He said the tag division needed a lot of work regarding taping 2 shows in one night. He said the fan drop away or leaving the show before the show was over ended up being magnified over what he anticipated, and that he was glad that they were able to solve that problem with the weekly tapings instead of obviously going live.
Right.
So, I think that's interesting. It says he didn't say so outright, but he hinted at the tickets to the Nashville shows would be damn cheap. They're $10 each, by the way, right now. So, to be perfectly honest, if I was confident that my pay-per-views were going to be able to generate 50,000 buys per week, I'd give all the tickets away for free. I mean, if they're going to sell 300 tickets a week at $10 a pop, I think they had around 300 paid at the Huntsville show. That's $3,000. If they sell 50,000 pay-per-views at $9.95 each, you take out the cut of the cable company, that gets to be around $200,000 per show. That $3,000 in ticket sales in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean jack shit for revenue.
Right.
So there's some pretty interesting stuff there, I would say. So also they talk about one more thing about Jerry says. He says that they bring up that they'd like to see a lot more of Scott Hall, Buff Bagwell, and Rick Steiner. And Jerry says, I like all three men. Just pointing that out. So don't be surprised if we see Hall, Bagwell, and Steiner more. Rick Steiner, not Scott.
Well, I think Rick could have an abbreviated run here.
I don't see why not. And I mean, not to knock Rick, because obviously I think he gets overshadowed. But I mean, even at the end of WCW, they were pushing him as a single star. He was kind of doing his thing. So I could easily see it happen. I think we know that we're going to see Hall at least for a bit, I would guess. And we know that he obviously has an expanded career in TNA, even come and go necessarily. Bagwell, I'm curious to see if we'll see more of, to be honest. But you never know. So it is mentioned that in Nashville, a guy of the name of Bert Prentice will be the main promoter of the Wednesday night auditorium shows in Nashville from this point forward. He's a pretty good promoter, so that's a positive, it says. He's also agreed to hand over his 90-minute Saturday morning, 9 a.m. time slot on the WUXP 30, it's a UPN affiliate, to the Jarrett so they can have local TV in the area to try to get guys over. He says he believes the show is going to be called NWA USA Wrestling, so Prentice's guys will appear on the show as well. As a result, his weekly shows at the Nashville Fairgrounds are no more after this weekend. TNA plans on taping a few TV matches before each pay-per-view begins. So they might be getting some local TV time. I actually did not know this, and I'm curious to see if it actually ends up panning out, because obviously with this, there's always these rumors and stuff, and you never really know what's going to end up happening.
I didn't know I never knew that they had TV locally.
Yeah, and it seems like I'm curious if they, instead of it, maybe we didn't know because it went under this NWA USA Wrestling name, and it was just to use the guys on the TV and not under the TNA banner. Who knows? Really, I thought that was super interesting though, and I'm curious to see what's kind of going to end up happening with that, because that could be huge to get some of these guys over locally and then be able to get more people to the live shows, even if they're free, and you'll get more pay-per-views because people are obviously going to talk about it. So who knows? So into some notes about the first two shows. Like I said, so a lot of these notes are kind of tied hand in hand just because, they were taped on the same day. They mentioned obviously it was a double taping. They're going to be going weekly now. In Nashville, we already discussed this. It says overall the debut was well received. The bigger question as far as how many bought the show and will continue to buy it after week 3 are unanswered. So there's a lot of talk even as we move on here about, okay, after the third week, how many people are going to watch this? And I think that's really interesting that they're going out that far. I'm thinking maybe because it's the next live show, they want to maybe wait it out that way. So I think and that's a very common theme. Also, so is the number, by the way, of 50,000 buys. I see that number more times than I can count. I don't know about the 50,000 buys, so we're gonna have to see. And so,
well, you know what? And you also have to point out too that it's the day before 4th of July.
Absolutely.
So you got people may be traveling, not around, TV cookouts, whatever.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? And the fact that it's another tournament of some kind, I understand why they have to do it. They got to get their straps on someone and blah, blah, blah. But that could that might knock it in the beginning here. They're also saying that it could be worse, like companies like the WWA They mention Herb Abrams, UWF, to Heroes of Wrestling, and all sorts of things that a lot of these places that don't have like TV pretty much fail, so this could have been a lot worse for them. And it's mentioned also here that like Buff Bagwell and Conan, who weren't like in that original Battle Royal very long, and it does seem that they were booked for only 1 week. It's mentioned, but it says they looked the best they had in years. Now, can we just point out that Buff Bagwell was literally in there for 2 minutes, I think. So if that's his best in a couple of years.
And he was looking significantly smaller to me.
Yeah, Conan, okay. Like, I don't dislike Conan necessarily, so fine. But I just thought that was funny. It's also mentioned that Scott Hall was being counted on to be one of the regulars, and is said to be the group's highest paid wrestler at $3,500 per week. He didn't do anything special, but the crowd reacted to him as if he was the biggest star, at least of the active wrestlers. And then it says, from all accounts, he showed up straight and sober. So that was a good note there, because I think that was, a lot of talked about in the beginning of how is he going to show up kind of thing. Right. This next note's about the fans in the building. It says there's about 3,000 in the building, although paid was probably about 400 to 500. Once people realized they weren't buying tickets, they gave out more than 10,000 coupons around town that could be redeemed for free tickets. The danger of that, 10,000. Says the danger of that is drawing people who only react to stars and are only vague fans. Instead, it was the good stereotype of the hot Southern audience, which reacted well and made the show largely enjoyable. So, yeah, could you imagine if 10,000 people just showed up to that little building and wanted to get in? Let's just say, there's no way.
Yeah, you'd be screwed.
Yeah. Meltzer points out.
You know what? That's TNA fashion though. That would happen to them.
Oh yeah, that they actually would get that and not.
It's an 8,000 seat arena. Yeah, it's an 8,000 seat arena or whatever. And we're gonna give out 10,000 coupons. There's no way. And it turns out, way. Oh shit.
Could you imagine? It'd be. But you know what though? If they did do that, at least they were prepared for some of them to get. You got to expect that some people are going to take that coupon and throw it away. And obviously most of them did. If only 3,000 came in. Well,
how many times have we gone to any wrestling show and there's always like the local promoters at the door, like, oh, come to our show, and like one of them was like Hardcore Holly and Eugene will be here, and people were literally throwing it on the sidewalk. Like they would take 5 steps and just throw it on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, I remember getting paper flyers and shit, and it's like I don't even know what this is. And like there's even ones with no names on it. It's like you're not gonna get me to go to this. Yeah. Meltzer does point out a lot of positive things throughout both of these shows, which I think is a nice turn from how Alvarez and how they were really approaching a lot of this company in the beginning. He does mention Mike Tenay's work was very positive, and he said he said he was the Tenay from When Worlds Collide, which he was never allowed to be in the WCW circus. They do call Ed Ferreira largely useless as a heel announcer, which I think is hilarious. And he mentions that Don West, who was enthusiastic and seemed to be having fun, but with no knowledge of the product. And then he mentions he thought that West was fine in his role. That he took charge and made what could have come across as a cheap indie show with TV cameras into an event to be taken seriously. They mentioned the biggest star of obviously both shows was Ricky Steamboat, and that him doing the interview and that him being a referee in the X tournament and into the NWA match both elevated those matches instead of just being an indie like match title like nothing to Ricky Steamboat's a referee and kind of elevating that. They mentioned the biggest star in the building though was Toby Keith, of course. And as you would expect, they did expect a lot of publicity from Toby Keith and from the 2 NASCAR drivers. Unfortunately, not much happened, and they did not get a lot of mainstream media coverage from either one of these angles, which is what they were hoping.
Well, Toby Keith, I could see being disappointment because he actually physically kind of got involved. Sadler and Martin, didn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, that first show they obviously did like their little interview, and then they did the second one. They pulled a rope up on K-Krush.
Right.
So, I agree. They apparently say that Sterling Marlin is like the equivalent of an NWA champion, in NASCAR, and I thought that was an interesting note because, like, I would have never known that. But I guess if you're a big NASCAR fan, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I think he's fairly accomplished.
So I think that's kind of, I mean, that's a cool way to look at it. And I guess they're in the right area to bring in NASCAR guys, but agreed. Like, what do you expect at a thing like this? I don't know. They're saying that, you know, it had kind of a regional feel, a terribly regional feel, he says. It's probably overrated as a negative, which, you know, that makes sense, though, because Jerry wanted it to kind of be like a old school Memphis kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you can just tell by the vibe, like that's what they're kind of going for.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is a note about buys. So it says, at press time, company officials were given a number by In Demand, which was well in the excess of they needed the 50,000 buys, and with a claim of 80,000. But early numbers mean nothing, as they almost uniformly turn out to be much higher than the final number turns to be. So we don't actually know the number, but it's mentioned that, you know, the In Demand told WWE Pay-Per-View that, hey, you might get 40,000 buys, or that's what it is. But the real number ended up being 15,000 for one of their shows, for example. So you really got to take it with a grain of thought. They're claiming, oh, there could be 80,000, but really, that's probably not going to happen. This is a funny note. I think you're going to laugh at this one. It's already clear that the company's idea about not wanting television was a work. So they've been working us the whole time that they don't want TV. How do you like that?
Yeah, every wrestling company wants television.
Yeah. It says the company starts this, and so this is tying into the other note.
They present it in terms of like angles and segments as if it's a television show that you're just paying.
100%.
Yeah.
100.
So they're designing it as like a pitch. In my opinion, this is like pitching it, sampling it to networks. Like, hey, this is how we would present it.
And I think that's 100% correct. And that's why it's kind of amazing how, I mean, obviously I know getting TV deals is hard, but like, it's kind of amazing that they lasted so long on pay-per-view because they clearly wanted to be on TV. So it says that, you know, it says the company starts this week on television in Nashville and Chattanooga, and the show will air on many lower power stations through America One Network, but are working on trying to syndicate it nationally. They are already in discussions with In Demand about how much of the Wednesday night product, a minute or two highlights perhaps, or in still photos, would be allowed to put onto television, which would be consistent of largely hype and interviews building the show, matches being taped before pay-per-views goes on live, blah, blah, blah. So they're saying, you know, it's going to be a separate show that's not TNA, but can we show some of the pay-per-view highlights so that people will buy our pay-per-views? So I think that kind of answers our question of, okay, if we didn't know about it and it's on TV, what are they doing?
I'm surprised that's even really a question for In Demand. I feel like In Demand would be like, sure, we want people to buy it so that we get more money.
Well, that it is weird that they're like, I don't know if we should do that. Like, that's not show a minute of still photos. Like, I mean, I guess the companies do that anyways, but I never took. I don't know. I think it's like a weird thing. Like WWE does it, like the still photos with like the sound. I think they've slowed down now, but like, come on. So I'm interested to see where that's going to go. It is mentioned that Jeremy Borash will become a regular announcer on this new TV show, so we'll see what happens. As far as leading into the show we're doing here, it's mentioned, obviously, as we know now, it's a one-night tournament to crown new NWA Tag Team Champions. And it says, ironically, it's the masked Penis Brothers in their alter egos, who are actually the current NWA champions. So I think we did mention that prior to, on our very first episode before the first pay-per-view. And so, they're the Shane twins. So it seems that, obviously, we are going to be stripping them of the titles and just crowning new ones.
Right.
So I just like that he called them the Masked Penis Brothers because I thought that was hilarious.
So then technically the Johnsons were in fact NWA-TNA Tag Team Champions.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I guess in a weird way they were, but I guess they were just NWA. That's the weird part. Because then they're taking them away to make them the NWA-TNA Tag Team
Champions. To me, they'll be the NWA-TNA.
I think we gotta. I mean, to be fair here, yeah, the Johnsons are easily the first TNA Tag Team Champions here.
It's like it's a merger. So, sure, you strip them, but technically, when you merge, that's it, the champion.
Yeah. Speaking of the Johnsons, they worked a show on 6/21 in St. Petersburg, as themselves though, the Shane Twins. It was a Friday night gig with IPW Hardcore Wrestling. Sorry if you already covered this, Bob. I know you go into indie stuff, but
I did not.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, they're not notable necessarily, but
yeah.
And they with manager and promoter Rob Naimi, I'm going to say it is. I could be wrong how I'm pronouncing his last name, but he was outspoken of hating the Johnsons gimmick. Shocker. Got on the house mic before their match and said that some promotions may try to bury the Twins by dressing them up as a couple of dicks. He then went on to say that they're the best tag team on the indie scene and that they're going to let a horrible gimmick. I jumped over my words there. He not going to let a horrible gimmick kill them off. So him and Bob Ryder got into one of those internet arguments about the gimmick before it ever debuted. It says Ryder claimed that they wouldn't be doing the gimmick and that the stories were false. Ryder did go to management and try to get the gimmick nixed, saying that if the show was great, he didn't think it was a good idea to possibly spoil it with a bad gimmick. But Jerry went with it anyway. Jarrett has since the show said some of the tag team ideas didn't work, although it didn't specifically say that one. The only ones he could have been talking about were that or the Dups. So there's already fights about the Johnsons. So if we don't see them tonight as the Johnsons, we might have seen the last of them.
I wonder if we see them tonight, but it's like kind of toned down, like they don't have foreskin on their head.
Yeah, like the little flap at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious also. But I mean, is this a surprise though that people don't like the dick gimmick?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a good idea. I don't know. It's also noted that Dutch Mantel is working in an advisor capacity. So his first name, his name has been brought up here. We've already mentioned about 7 times that Apollo he's moved to Orlando. So that's noted for like the 5th time in the Observer. It's also, side note that was mentioned sort of last week, the WWA tour of Ireland, Germany, and Switzerland is officially canceled. So those other shows that some of these wrestlers weren't sure if they were going to be able to go to aren't happening anymore. So I think we've seen the decline of that company, and we might have seen the last of it. I don't know though. I don't know anything about them.
That wouldn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
Also, Apollo mentioned it on the pay-per-view.
In that interview.
I moved to Orlando.
Yeah, it's been like beat into the, and it does mention it here that it was for the health of his kids, which I think you brought up in one of our early episodes anyway. So, so some other things about the shows specifically. I mean, they do mention that. So about Ken Shamrock. So this is kind of going back a little bit to the first show, but also it kind of talks about the interview too. But they're saying that they lucked out here because on paper, putting Ken Shamrock, who hadn't wrestled a pro style since 1999, with the exception of one high-profile Japanese dome show, against an inexperienced guy who was coming off of a bad match in Philadelphia, was really rolling the dice. So he's saying that putting the belt on Shamrock was a really risky decision. And that the idea was to make Shamrock like a legit world champion. He says the way that the old style NWA champs were. But he says really positive things, said they had a good match. There's talk about trying to build Shamrock versus Don Fryer match with the idea of trying to cross over and capture old UFC audience. And he says, but this isn't Japan, and that philosophy has yet to be successful here.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where we're at on that. It's mentioned too. Alvarez points out that he thinks that's still a very flawed concept. That we're doing only pay-per-views, but he says he did somewhat enjoy the first show. That's why I want to bring up that note. So there's still a lot of shit talking, a lot of negative attitudes going into this stuff. But they're throwing like nice things in there. Like, okay, it wasn't too bad. These first 2 shows weren't bad. We enjoyed them. He does take shots at Don West for apparently being beyond clueless, and he could have picked the dumbest wrestling fan he's ever met in his life, and they would have done a better job. Which I don't know if that's accurate, but
no, it's a bit harsh. But I think anytime you see something new, your initial reaction is to find a way to say that it won't work or to hate it. whatever the case is. And then it might grow on you because it becomes the norm when more people start doing it.
No, I think that's a really great point. And I think, I mean, I know I'm a little bit more open now, but if I just was like, maybe I'll check this out. Like, I probably would have looked at it in a similar fashion. Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of, I had to skip ahead a little bit to get this note, but he is predicting, Alvarez is predicting that it's not going to last more than 3 weeks. And he says that it is in jeopardy at this point. So we'll see. Obviously, we know that's not true, but I think it's, I think it's, I mean, it's constant going through. So now we're into some things they do mention about that second show we watch. He all of a sudden said he found himself starting to enjoy Down West commentary. He said he's still utterly clueless, but now that I think about it, he's the perfect average Joe fan to have in the booth. He marks out like a fifth grader girl at a Britney Spears concert for all the high spots. He hates the access jibber jabber during matches, and he despises rest holds. So it says to the average fan, this would probably come off as annoying, but this product is marketed at the smarter fan. So his act, which is not an act, comes off as entertainment. And he does mention that. He also says that the Jarrett Scott Hall match was a decent match, which I think I'd have to disagree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. If anything, out of everything that they've talked about, the Hall Jarrett match is the most indie match that we've watched. Just in terms of, like, you have two legends or whatever, and they do a really basic match, and you get the celebrity guy come in, and the good guy stands tall or whatever. So,
yeah, no, I agree. I'm not going to go through all of his notes. I wasn't planning to anyways for this show. But a couple things he does mention. If you did not see Cheeks, too bad, because I don't think you'll ever see him on the show again. He says, this was, no exaggeration, probably the pure fattest man he's ever seen in pro wrestling. So he does not like Cheeks, which he says that match was utterly dreadful, which gotta agree with that, I think, because it was not great. He makes a point that we mentioned too, Bob. In the opening match, Toby Keith had a kind of a work into the ending for the finish of the match. And then in K-Krush versus Brian Christopher, the two celeb NASCAR guys also interfered to help with the win. So he says, didn't I see this in the opener?
Yeah.
Which, of course, we did. He mentions how bad the lingerie battle royal was. And, I mean, he says overall, not a bad show. He does mention that the X Division match was very, very good match, but not an instant classic.
I would agree with that.
I think that's fair. And, I really had to sit and think about that, because maybe it's not an instant classic, but I don't think I'm going to forget that match now, watching it again. I thought it was I had a really good time watching it.
I mean, I would remember if somebody was like, hey, man, remember that match from whatever time? But yeah, that's a really good match. But I don't know. It's not like the same level of like Michaels and Taker or Austin.
No, I agree.
Hart, stuff like that.
No, that's a really great point. And I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
So my last thing, I want to talk about thumbs up, thumb down, thumbs in the middle. I think we both, you talked me into it. We both said thumbs down last week.
Right.
So, you've had a week to think about it. You still think it was a thumbs down show, Bob?
I do.
Okay. What do you think the readers said? Do you think they agreed it was thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle?
Man. See, I want to say that the majority went with a thumbs up, and they're going to be basing it off the last match, similar to what you did, or originally what you were going to do. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that they said it was an overall thumbs down.
Well, you should have went with your gut, Bob.
Son of a bitch.
75.2% thumbs up.
Wow.
And we only had 13.3 thumbs down, 11.4 thumbs in the middle. Now, I do want to point out, there were less votes on the second show than there was on the first show.
Okay.
I think that's important to bring up. However, the majority, and you know what, maybe there's just less who watched it.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm not even going to make you guess, because I think we can agree who won the best match poll. It was the X Division match.
Final match, yeah.
The double elimination. He says he does note here, though, so it got 100 votes for the best match. He says this was one of the first polls in our 15-year history of doing these where one match got every vote for the best match. And that covers a lot of legendary matches. Of course, most legendary matches had something else good on the undercard, though. So, fair point. But interesting note, nonetheless, that everyone who voted that match unanimous. I mean, you couldn't doubt it, though, to be fair.
If one person voted for any other match, I would have been shocked.
Oh, I agree.
And at that point, they're probably just trolling.
Yeah. So I'm going to make you guess, though, what won the worst match poll? I think we got a pretty good idea, but let's play the game.
I would imagine Cheeks.
You're damn right. Cheeks versus Frank Parker with 60 votes. And the Women's Lingerie Battle Royal got 23 votes. So it was in second, which is completely fair, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's all I got, Bob.
Well, in the land of independent wrestling, in regards to NWA-TNA guys, there's in fact only one bit of news here, and that's that our good friend Jerry Lynn defeated Xavier on a June 29th show in Deer Park, New York for QWA. No idea what the hell QWA is.
Huh.
But I figured, hey, it's there, so I would just announce it. And like I said, I think I said last week, the independent wrestling news will definitely pick up the further we get into TNA because promoters are going to be like, well, people are going to know this guy, blah, blah. In the probably first couple of months here, it's going to be fairly light, but it'll pick up soon enough.
I like that, though. It's just like a random company. Never heard of it.
Never heard of QWA my entire life, but it took place in Deer Park, New York.
What does the Q stand for? Do we know?
I don't know. I didn't look that up. I just saw it, wrote it down, and then I clicked out of the screen.
I don't blame you, but I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time, Bob. We are our third weekly pay-per-view on July 3rd, 2002 in the Nashville Auditorium, which apparently is not the Asylum like I thought.
No.
I just think it's so funny. I can't get over that.
When they get to the Asylum here in a couple weeks, you'll it's I think substantially different. I yesterday was reviewing some November of 2003 stuff because, like I said, by the time we get to that point and we do an audio version, I likely will not want to write it. So I'm getting the written ones out of the way.
That's okay. You'll forget half the stuff by the time we get to it anyway.
Oh, I 100% will.
Which is
no doubt about it. With the amount of wrestling that I watch as it is, yeah, I forget about it 2 days after I do it.
Oh yeah, no, so do I. I feel that.
Yeah. But here we are, July 3rd, 2002. It's the third weekly pay-per-view. Dallas, I'm assuming you're on all zeros.
Yes, I am. I'm all ready.
I am as well. Everybody listening, go to Impact Plus, watch along there, and let us know if anything's been edited. Because that's something I'm really curious to see, if anything has truly been edited. Or maybe you have it in your personal collection. Pop it on in. I'm going to count down from 5. And then we're going to watch this show that is heavily dedicated, apparently, to tag team wrestling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, so classic open. So, Bob, fun fact. I did download Impact Plus this week.
Oh, you did?
I did, and I did not watch any full shows on it. However, when I was flipping through to, oh, look at this. Okay, so we're getting the shot of the arena. This is clearly...
This has a WCW 1993 vibe to it, if I've ever felt one.
Wow.
Holy crap. Just from the stage and everything? Well, before the pyro, at least, it felt like WCW 93.
Oh,
like,
no.
Welcome to Slamboree 93 or 94.
Actually, it looks pretty full over where they were just shown on the camera when the fireworks are lighting it up a little bit.
Yeah, so, but how much of that is paid?
Well, probably none.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was going through just to...
Oh my God, all the pyro here is insane.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's Jarrett's favorite part is the pyro and the lighting. Yeah, this is nuts. They really went all out on the pyro for this show. TNA needs Athena. Okay. Maybe. They're all chanting TNA. Of course, we can guess that JB hyped them up with that one before we started. Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay, so we got a shot on Mike Tenay, Don West, and Ed Ferrara. And Don West and Ed Ferrara are wearing two of the ugliest outfits I've ever seen.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Well, Don West is not known to be someone who dresses up, and he's wearing a red with black pinstripe tuxedo and a red sparkly bow tie. And Ed Ferrara looks like...
Is Mike Tenay purposely standing taller than these two, like Tony Schiavone did in WCW? What is up with that? He's elevated over these guys.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's taller. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Looks like he's standing on a box.
We're talking about our matches. Don't forget, Bob. We got K-Krush and Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Hall and Brian Christopher tonight.
No, I did not forget. I did not. What was your fun fact? You hadn't watched anything on Impact?
Yeah,
Plus.
I mean, it's not fun, but actually you mentioned this to me, I think off air before we even started recording this podcast in general. They do have in like weird black spots for commercial breaks on Impact Plus.
They do.
But
that's right. That's right, because they would have it on like overseas or whatever.
So nothing's cut out though. But it's really odd. I'll have to show you. Jim Miller, he's the general manager of the NWA, he said? NWA president. Oh, he said he wasn't able to make the first show. He was doing a tour of Japan.
First two shows, Jim.
Yeah, really. Oh, he said he's found some great people to bring to TNA. And he's got a surprise for us tonight. Mike Tenay's like, tell us.
Come on, man. What is it? Tell us.
Oh. They're presenting Mike Tenay with a bowling trophy, it looks like.
Yeah. What in the world? Is it because they've made it 3 shows that they're getting a trophy?
Right. So Mike Tenay's like, thanks for the trophy, but can you tell us about the surprise?
He doesn't care.
Oh, an 8-day tour. Oh, a big Japanese guy.
And he has it like not even as tall as him.
284, 285, 6'4". Oh. He's going to be next week.
Amori.
Oh. So Amore is going to be facing the winner of Ken Shamrock versus Malice, which, can I just say, I'm so confused about that match because I thought that James Mitchell said Slash was fighting him.
That's what I was just going to say.
In the Observer, it pointed out that it was Malice too, but I definitely thought that he was whatever. All right.
The fuck? All right. Well, we're going right to some action here.
Yep. That's right, baby. Total nonstop action. We're 4 minutes in, almost 5, and we're getting our first match. That's how I like it.
You know, I must say, they do have some good lighting.
Yeah, I mean, this one is lit much better. This is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like James Storm, Chris Harris, not yet known as Mayor's Most Wanted, but...
Yeah, they're not wearing the same type of gear here. They got their different jackets. This is my favorite thing ever. Last week, guys, you're not going to believe this.
Dude, I rewatched this after our show, like, I think it was yesterday, and I just started laughing again. Because they were like, hey, the Dubs don't want to fight, and they're like... But they were just standing right next to it. It was so ridiculous.
It was so bad. Now they beat the Rainbow Express in a match that was just a match to have one. There was no real purpose to it. And they were wearing jeans like they were smoking guns. Oh. Speaking of smoking guns, James Storm is shooting some bullets.
I don't like that.
To the air.
Oh, see, I can tell this isn't the Asylum now.
Oh, yeah, because it's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to fight the Johnsons here. Their music is weird.
It's like kind of scary.
Yeah. This is so ridiculous.
Well, Mortimer Plumtree is on the microphone talking about stars aligning and shit, but he's walking with two penises, so.
Remember that they were previously his bullies, and now he has control over them. They do whatever he wants.
He's pretty much reminding us of his same promo I think he did on Interview, to be honest. It sounds pretty similar.
Okay, so now he just called them the NWA World Tag Team Champions.
Which is super weird.
Now, is he suggesting that they're going to win it? Probably, but we do know that they were.
That they are, yeah. So that's super, super interesting, I think. I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. So I think the right choice would be Harris Storm going over, because they just pushed him last week as if it's like this new team. And now we also know that the Johnsons are very much disliked, and they think it's a joke, which obviously it is. So that could also play a factor in it. However, they're huge. And in the first show, they didn't have a bad tag team match, so.
No. And they seem like they're decent wrestlers. But we got Harris, and I'm going to assume that this is Dick going at it. He had tossed Harris with like a overhead suplex, but now Harris is going after it. And I want to point out, Harris is looking super young.
Yeah.
Very slender. Thesz press here with some left hands. Beating a dick. Get it?
Tags and James Storm coming in hot.
Probably the whole purpose of the gimmick.
Yeah,
I mean, beating his dick. It's horrible.
Okay.
James
Trying
Storm
to go for a backslide.
Head scissor takedown. Mortimer's pissed off. He can't believe this. His bullies are not getting the job done. Rick or Rod. Swinging neck breaker here by Dick. And now Rod is going to try his luck. Double hip toss into a double power bomb, looks like. Yep. Storm got some good air on that, though.
Yeah, he did. I thought he was going to get hurt.
Yeah. Now getting stomped away here in the corner. How long before you think America, or not, we don't know them yet as that, but how long before they have matching gear and actually have the team name that we know them by?
I'm going to I'll throw a guess out. I'm going to say by no later than pay-per-view 10.
Okay.
I don't want to guess a specific show because I want to say literally it could even be in a couple shows here, but who knows? We don't know if they're going to be featured too heavily yet or not. But yeah. I think there's a good chance we're going to see a lot of them. And I think after this tournament is done here, we'll really be able to be like, okay. I also just noticed that there's a single yellow rope. The second rope is yellow, and I don't know why I just noticed that, but that's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like stands out.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of like an eyesore, personally. But the Johnsons here have had, aside from Harris kind of having a brief amount of offense, they've pretty much controlled this so far.
Okay, tags in the other Dick.
That's Rod.
Oh, we know that for sure. It's Rod.
Oh,
holy
I thought he was going to break his neck if he didn't fully rotate on that. So he just did a back
body drop, and if he didn't flip all the way, he would have just broke his neck. So that was awesome.
God, that is dangerous. Some simple stuff here, and I can't help but mention that the Johnsons are not bad wrestlers, but it's a matter of the gimmick totally killing you.
100%. It really is.
He came off the middle rope and got a double boot to the face for, I'm assuming that's Rod. I can't remember. That was a bad atomic drop.
Your guess is as good as mine. Storm with a super kick.
One of these two teams could be the tag team champions. Ed Ferrara. I'm going to say this. If Storm and Harris win this match, they're going to the finals at the bare minimum.
I think I got to agree.
Harris cleaning house with some left hands. Richard and Rod. I love how they're still calling him Richard when clearly they're going for a dick joke.
Well, that's like part of the dick joke is that we all know it's a dick, but they're just not going to acknowledge the fact that that's why I'm calling him Richard. Oh, okay.
Clothesline sent them both to the floor.
We got Harris in the ring with a spear.
Spear? What is he, a rhino or edge?
Yeah, off the ropes. It was kind of weird.
That was weak.
Yeah, that was
Punched
awful.
the post. That was stupid.
Storm ducked a punch, and one of the dicks punched the post very poorly. Harris goes for a springboard off the rope to a crossbody, but he gets caught, and James Storm comes off the top rope and drop kicks his partner. Oh!
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so he drop kicked the back of Harris, which knocked him over, and Harris got the pin on one of the Johnsons. And it looks like they won. Mortimer Plumtree is pissed.
You know, one thing I want to point out is that Storm and Harris act like as if they've never won a match in their life. So the celebration's kind of like a bit much.
Yeah. I could
Mortimer's
get last week.
Flipping out. You know what? I wonder if right here, what Mortimer's doing is shoving him. Could this be the end of the dicks right here, the Johnsons? Are they going to get rid of the gimmick?
Yeah, here we go. Is he about...
Oh, he shoved him down.
I thought he was going to choke slam.
Remember, they were the bullies. See, I wouldn't mind if they continue doing so, just not as the Johnsons. Plumtree is trying to apologize. He's over the top. He's definitely going for a Cornette vibe, but it's just so...
Oh, 100%.
It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. All right, back to some good lighting. Oh, there's girls dancing in
the classic.
Cage.
You cannot go wrong with the cage dancers.
Oh, here's some shows. ECCW with NWA in Princeton, British Columbia. Tri-State, Thursday, July 4th. Parkinsonburg, West Virginia. And that's it. Okay. 2 shows. Great.
Well, that's interesting. They are advertising other NWA shows.
Well, yeah.
So
when you're a partner, you got to do that.
I like it, though. Because there might be talent crossover and stuff. We might start to see a lot of that.
Oh, here comes Scott Hall. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, he's not wrestling yet.
Oh, okay. I definitely did not just expect him to come out in jeans and a t-shirt right now.
Nor was I.
Is it the same t-shirt he made his debut in? It kind of looks like it might be.
I don't even remember what shirt he had on.
I'll be able to tell. Yeah, I'm almost 100% positive. I can't tell just yet because it's a little blurry, but it looks like exactly the same shirt he made his... Oh, no, it's not. It has a horse on it.
Okay, however, I was going to say...
It's really close, though.
Dun, 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 dun. I've always liked Scott Hall's TNA music. I don't know why.
I think I'd like it more without the words in it.
Yeah. Honestly, I was surprised that there were words. I didn't remember there being words in it. I thought it was just the beat.
Speaking of great songs, AJ Styles' theme song from the end of last show, I hope everyone enjoyed that at the end of our last episode, because it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely doesn't fit him.
All right, so Scott Hall has a microphone, and we all know what's happening. Mike Tenay, go ahead and say it.
Hey. Oh, Slapnuts t-shirt.
I just saw it. And NWO. Oh, speaking of Slapnuts.
Oh, come on. He doesn't even get to say nothing. You got Jarrett coming out already?
Jeff Jarrett's TNA theme is one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, that one definitely fits. My world, my world.
Yeah, right. So Jarrett has this constant thing where he has to talk on the microphone on every single goddamn show that we watch.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, my ass.
I want to see Scott Hall.
Yeah, come on, Jarrett. So Jarrett's saying, take your ass exactly where you came from, bitch. Oh, we're saying bad words.
This wouldn't be happening in the World Wrestling Federation in 95, I tell you.
No.
Talk a lot of smack, but I don't think you can back it up, Chico. Oh, there you go, Chico. Hey. Sing it. Bring it. Yeah. Well, we do know it's a tag match, guys, tonight.
Well, yeah.
What happened?
Oh,
What the fuck is Jim Miller doing?
where did he just come from?
This should be Jackie Fargo. This is bullshit. You listen to us, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
Bake a jam. Oh.
Yeah. Which
So-
conveniently is, in fact, the main event. But, it's okay.
See, now I'm wondering, though.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Ron Killings or K-Krush coming in from behind. Go get him. Oh, he's gonna lay him out.
Oh. What is up with the lights?
I feel like they're going to go dark or something here in a minute. Oh, maybe not. He laughs at him. He got out of it. He's like, haha. And throw.
Whoa. Big
slam.
Big fallaway slam. It's huge.
And clothesline top to the floor.
Hall's more active on this show than he was the past two combined.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I could get behind. Honestly, I think K-Krush is going to be a really fun character here to start off.
I think so too. And actually, I don't know if I knew how much he was featured early on like this, straight pretty much in the main event area.
Yeah.
With big stars. So that's pretty big.
Okay, the lights just went out.
Now the lights went out because now we're going.
I thought like Malice or something or Slash was going to come in.
Right? Yeah.
But that wouldn't make any sense because
NWA Hawaii.
Oh, more shows. On July 4th. Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Great. Free admission to Armed Forces members.
I thought it was just going to be free. I was like, what is this, TNA? Oh, Janae said, oh my God, something's going on in the back. What's going on?
What is it?
Oh, Goldilocks.
What the hell?
Something has happened to Chris Harris and James Storm. Oh.
What is he? Is Chris Harris like bleeding from the mouth and he coughed all over James Storm?
It kind of looks like that, but yeah, James Storm is covered in blood, laid out on the ground. Chris Harris is beat up in a chair, but we don't know what's happening. And then the other guy whose name I forgot was back there. Oh.
No. See,
No
it's not.
way.
It's not. You would think that based off the music, but it's even better.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
No, that's right, dude. Oh man.
Holy shit. I didn't know this guy was here this early.
Okay, so I already forgot the name of the guy in the ring, but it doesn't matter because the Monty Brown, the alpha male, is coming out right now. One of my favorites.
This is awesome. I thought he was like way later in like 2002, 2003. Even like I thought this was years away.
This is awesome.
The Pounce.
Oh,
period.
He's got a microphone.
You know what? This guy's oozing charisma already. One reason he's been here for. One reason only.
Music's still blasting as he's talking.
Yeah. Oh.
He said he's coming here for Ken Shamrock and he's wearing what he wants.
Well,
So
I'm assuming that Monty Brown is not well known in wrestling. So for him to be like, "Hey, I'm coming for Ken Shamrock," I'm sure the fans are like, "Who the hell are you?"
Huh.
I'm all for this though because I think Monty Brown's really entertaining. Oh, nice throw.
Yeah, so we're going fast. He just gave him a nice like suplex throw thing out of the corner.
I can't get over this. I'm so surprised that Monty Brown.
I forgot that he used that theme.
I did too. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, a lot of companies will recycle the same music for different people throughout the years.
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood Blondes music was later used for like Blitzkrieg.
Huh.
So I was just like, I remember hearing that and I was like, what the hell? power slam by Monty Brown, maybe potentially a future NWA World Champion.
I like that weird hand sign he's doing.
He's licking his hand. What is he doing? It's Alpha Bomb.
Is that what he said?
I think so.
So this other dude is laid out. He obviously is not getting very far in this.
No, but this guy has a body similar to like Trevor Murdoch, but it's not Trevor Murdoch.
Yeah.
Lifeless.
Oh.
What's this? And power bomb. 1, 2, 3. That was quick.
Okay.
All right. Just a time check here. We're at 21:48, 49, 50. In case you're following along. And if not, well, we've been watching this for almost 22 minutes. Former Buffalo Bill and New England Patriot. He does not have a Super Bowl championship, in case anybody's wondering. Anthony Ingram. That is who he just defeated.
Okay.
Every time the lights go out and they go to the dancers, I feel like somebody's coming out to attack.
Right.
So it's
we're so like programmed to think when the lights go out, something about surprises about to happen. But instead, we're just going to the dancers.
Right. Some more. ECCW's having another show, and then there's another show, Hotter Than Hell.
I think it was Hotter and Hell. And I was like, what?
Well, whatever. Hotter Than Hell. Well, you know, when you're looking at these dancers, you know, maybe you mix it up. All right. How much do you think these girls were paid? Probably more than some of the workers.
Than some of them, I'm sure. Okay, so Goldilocks is backstage talking to some random staff guys.
She's looking for somebody?
Oh, she's looking for Jim Miller.
Jim. This is Chase Stevens and Cassidy O'Reilly, also known as the Hot Shots.
Quick little cameo there. Oh, no.
Oh, son of a bitch. Here's Puppet. He wants to wrestle. He wants some midget ass tonight. He wants to make a midget bleed.
We have the what is it? What is he? What's his nickname? The killer?
Psycho killer or something like that?
Midget killer? Midget killer, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyways, he's back.
And we want to point out again that they are using the word midget.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he said he'll wipe the floor with Beetlejuice.
From Howard Stern fame.
Yeah.
He did get a pop from the crowd. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, he did.
So,
I was gonna.
And he did point out that they brought him in 2 weeks ago, when in fact, I mean, he was there technically week 2, but they just didn't use him. They just had a promo on the first one, which is surprising. So they've brought in 3 smaller wrestlers and then only used 2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, being led by Joel.
Rainbow Express. Yeah, here we go. Joel is looking in pretty good shape, considering how he looked in ECW.
Oh, Bruce has mixed his hairstyle up a bit.
Wasn't it like it was down, right?
It was very long.
Yeah.
Is it just combed up? Is that what's happening?
I think so. I think he actually took time to make it look okay. All right. Well, let's see who they're fighting. I don't even know who they're fighting.
Hey.
Buff Bagwell and Apollo.
Backstage with Goldilocks.
That is a random team.
Look, she's like, yeah, we're back here with our surprise entry. Good thing.
Goldie Lick. No, Buff. Goldilock. That's true. 6-time champion. 5 different partners. That's because nobody likes Buff Bagwell.
Well, yeah, what the heck?
That's right. All right. So what are the chances that Buff Bagwell turns on Apollo tonight?
I think they're going to lose, and then, yeah, he's going to turn on him.
Yeah. I like how Apollo is just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight.
All I'm saying is this is really screwing up my bracket from last week that we talked about, because there's a lot more teams in this than I was expecting.
Well, this isn't really a team. This is just a made-up team.
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he's already acting like a heel, saying that Apollo's the number 2 man.
Yeah.
Okay, that was stupid. Are they coming out to Apollo's music?
It does sound like it might be.
They are. Buff probably loves that. Of course, all the women loving this. Oh, I thought they were going to get some pyro there.
He's definitely turning on him.
100%. No pyro. Now, if this was Nitro, they'd be getting pyro. But they probably blew all their pyro.
I was just going to say, we used it all in the opening.
You know, this venue looks like there isn't a bad seat in the house.
Judy, the real Bagwell.
Oh, God. Well, that's great. This feels like the longest entrance ever.
Well, yeah. Holy crap. Let's get to the match.
It's probably because I don't care about these guys. Here we go. Take your time. Kind of surprised that Apollo's just getting thrown into a random tag.
You know, so am I. Because I don't see why.
Hug it out.
Hugging out, and then Bruce made sure to grab Lenny's butt to make sure the crowd hated it.
Of course. Come on, Buff. Prove that you're still the stuff.
Yeah, good luck.
That was a horrible shoulder block.
Off the ropes.
Dance it up.
Yeah. Typical Buff Bagwell here. I'm not expecting much out of this, but...
No. Absolutely not. Kiwi working over Buff. Elbow in the corner. Awkward drop down. Middle rope splash. And again, Buff gets up and plays the crowd. Here comes Alicia. Again. And now she's slapping hands with some fans. Is she going to charge a fan or something?
I'm curious of who's she going to give her money now? Before it was the ref, then it was JB. Well, she's walking right over to the announcers, it looks like.
Who is it for? I thought it was going to be for Joel. Where's she going?
I thought it was Joel too. Is she going to Ed?
Yeah, it is. Great. Wow. He just gave it to her, no problem. Apollo. So now, they're basically telling us like no one cares about this match. Apollo cleaning house.
And we need to figure out why Alicia is getting paid money. Is she a prostitute? Is she doing something else?
An escort.
Oh, an escort. Okay. Sorry.
Not a prostitute.
You're right.
Okay. Ed is telling us that it's not what we think and that he'll tell us later. Maybe she's a tutor. Maybe she's a financial advisor or something.
Could be. Mike Tenay's hilarious because every time someone's like, we'll talk about it, he's like, just tell us. What's the surprise? Why? Just tell us now, Ed. Joel grabbed Apollo's leg. Bruce brought him over to the top rope. Tornado DDT.
There's no way that if Apollo and Bagwell lose here, Apollo is not taking the fall. There's just no way.
They should.
Apollo is going to be someone that they're focusing on, at least in the short term. The fans just groan when they kiss each other's hands. That's funny. Bruce is pummeling Apollo. choking him over the top rope. Here comes Lenny. World's greatest tag team spot here. Jump over his partner and splashes him. The fans are disgusted by this.
Oh, here we go again.
Bruce does it as well, but not as well.
No.
Snapmare, elbow drop. And then he crawls down like he's gold dust. And was going to crawl on top of him, and Apollo said absolutely not.
That was pretty funny.
That's too good. Leg drop. Come on. 1, 2. Just fast count it, Steve. Or Scott. I always mess them up, Scott and Steve Armstrong. The only one that I know for sure is Road Dogg and Brad. The other ones I always get messed up.
I know Scott. I don't know if I knew there's a Steve.
Yeah.
Who's Steve?
His brother.
Hmm.
Apollo with a full Nelson slam. And now they're both down. Buff is trying to get the crowd into it.
Yep, this is a pretty slow one right now.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this.
Yeah, it's kind of dragging me down a little bit.
Well, you know what? If they had two like actual teams, like it'd be different.
Well, that's the thing is like I like the Rainbow Express, but like Buff and Apollo as a team, come on.
Yep, the crowd not responding to Bagwell's House of Fire here.
Not at all.
He's pretty much telling them, "Hey guys, come on, I need this job."
Oh,
Buff,
Oh.
don't try for a crossbody over the tops of the floor. This isn't 1992. You can't do that.
That was so bad. He like splatted up against Lenny, and then Lenny tried really hard to get himself over the top, and he couldn't do it.
It's not going to happen. Apollo with a savant kick on Bruce. Looks like he's going to go for the TKO, or a move that Tenay said, "What is that?" There it is. Oh, now he knows it. TKO.
He's a TKO type move.
Yeah, well, it's a TKO. Lenny decks him from behind. And
Whoa.
Apollo gets dumped to the floor. Buff going for the blockbuster. Can he hit it on Bruce? He nailed it. That should be it.
Oops. Are we about to hit Sweet Shame music over here?
That was a bad looking super kick. And that got him. Wow.
Okay.
And then,
Okay,
and then mocks him.
He did Buff's taunt.
Dance.
Okay. So
God.
that was a match.
Well, the right team went over. That was just not all that entertaining.
Yeah, I definitely agree here. So yeah, Rainbow. Look at Joel Gertner in the background.
He's wide-eyed and ecstatic about it.
Apollo's in the ring, looking pissed that Buff just took the fall.
Oh, what is Buff is like depressed. All right, Don. I don't know about that, Don. I'm not that upset about it. Everybody's upset with you. Apollo just left. Buff is now on the apron. Is he having an Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 7 moment right now? Just talking to himself?
Yeah, and he just doesn't know what to do. Oh, Ed Ferrara has a microphone. Here he comes.
What was he gonna do? I'm a fat piece of shit. Come on, Ed.
Ed wants to know if he wants a microphone to say anything. He goes, Ed, you know my name. It's Marcus. Don't call me Buff anymore? What?
Wow. His name is Buff, or is Marcus. Yeah. Nothing. God.
So he said, I've gotten a broken neck that I came back from that no one gave a shit about.
He's a 6-time tag team champion. He just got beat by 2 gay guys.
Jesus. Oh.
Marcus is quitting.
Oh.
Buff has ruined his career. He got nothing to do with it. Marcus is going home. He's giving his head to Ed. Okay.
No. Ed says, I don't want it. All right, so Buff is leaving. We may have seen the last of Buff Bagwell.
Well, that was interesting. That Buff has apparently
Oh, you
felt
hear
that
the
he
crowd?
sucks.
The crowd is doing the na gimmick.
Oh, great.
So they do not care that he's leaving.
NWA Wildside, Friday, July 5th. Cornelia, Georgia. NCW Arena, 8 p.m. NWA Jersey in Maryland. What? NWA New Jersey in Maryland.
Why not?
What the hell is that?
Northeast, baby.
That scroll on the bottom goes pretty fast. You can't really read it.
It is super quick.
All right, what do we got next here? We are 3650, 52, 53. Ken Shamrock, great. Another fucking interview.
Yeah, so this is weird. So you're killing Shamrock's pop, though, because you're bringing him out in front of the crowd before his match even happens.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, this pop is kind of not great to begin with.
Well, yeah.
And he's wrestling Slash or Malice or whoever. Who knows anymore?
The new church.
Yeah, in general.
So Shamrock is not wearing flip-flops this time, so that's good.
No. He's also not going to the ring.
Yeah, something's up with this.
What does he want? People are kind of booing him. Us too, Ken.
Yeah.
We are rather confused.
He's like, Monty Brown, wherever you come from, I don't care. You come out here and have one match and you want a title shot?
I feel like giving Ken Shamrock a microphone to cut a promo is not the greatest decision.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Monty, be careful what you wish for. Because even though you're really good, we're never going to put the strap on you.
That's right.
He's like, speaking of title defenses, he's putting the mic down every time, so they do the what chant. He's laughing.
Yeah, every time. Which is, you know what? Throwing him for a loop.
It is.
I thought it was Slash.
He's...
I think Ken's getting legit pissed off.
Feed off it, Ken. Feed off it.
Turn heel.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
So
all right. That's aggressive.
So he said he'd be happy to what? Oh, he'd be happy to shove his...
The girls are just gonna dance again. Oh no.
Okay. Oh no. Lights go out. Minister James Mitchell is up in the crowd.
I love the focus on Monty Brown. He's had one match.
I know.
Omare. But you do need to worry. Fear, excuse me. Malice. Is he going to come out?
Malice. You have to fight
Wait,
Malice.
is this going to be in the main event and not Hall and whatever?
If they're smart. Oh,
Ken's already down. Who's above him?
Malice.
Oh, it's Psycho Sid. Oh, wait a minute. It's Malice.
It's Psycho Sid. Malice.
That's something that Sid would do. The lighting is like Sid lighting.
Literally. And here's the staff. Hey, bud, you okay?
I thought it was going to be Buff Bagwell. Hey, man, it's me, Marcus. What's going on?
I'm not a wrestler anymore. You need help?
Do you need a ride home? So that's where I'm going. These guys.
So I'm wondering, Bob, do you think that we're about to see Shamrock start defending the title at almost every show? Or are they going to kind of... Because we have 2 title matches this week, and now we have one next week for sure already.
I would have to say probably. I mean, it makes no sense to be, okay, what, he has a neck injury already?
Holy crap.
We don't even know how that
And we're going back to Goldilocks.
Of course. With who? Oh, Bill Behrens. Who's with Jerry Lynn?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Bill Behrens. That's his. I got to remember that.
Bill Behrens.
Oh, he's going to be on hold, though. Jerry Lynn's standing on top of him, basically. Like, hey, bud, what...
He just has to find a partner.
So Jerry Lynn is trying to be like, hey, put me in this tournament. I'll take their spot.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I know who he's going to pick for a partner.
Who do you think is going to pick his partner? Rob Van Dam.
AJ Styles.
Oh, that's what you're thinking?
They had, after the match last week, they have the mutual respect. Their both hands were raised at the end. I could see it happening. I could be totally wrong about that.
I think it's going to be stand up. That's what I think. I'm just kidding. Probably not.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God. Here we go. Puppet. Psych ward. Midget scare me. Great.
That was a sign.
4'4".
Bob is not actually scared of midgets.
No. Yes, that was a sign in the crowd. That was not my statement.
Oh my God.
They're all clapping for him.
Ed Ferrara was like, is that a kendo stick or a Q-tip?
You know, I was kind of hoping when he opened that trash can that his opponent would be in it.
Oh, that was a missed opportunity right there if I ever seen one.
With a fire extinguisher or something and just right in his face.
Is he going to fight T.O.?
It has to be. It better not be some random... Well, you know what? I hope it's Cheeks.
I hope it's Masquerada Dorado.
Oh, man.
The little masked guy who's really fast.
I want it to be Cheeks.
Look at his hair.
Puppet.
He's got like the T.J. Wilson hair, kind of.
He does, yeah. Tyson Kidd, yeah. All right. He's kind of talking like he's Taz. Walking around like he's Taz. The orange like he's Taz.
Midget Killer. If anyone has a Midget Killer shirt that they'd like to send me, please send us a DM.
Or not. You don't have to do that.
Oh,
that is not T.O.
A job little person.
Who is that?
We're going to learn right now.
Todd Stone. Oh, you know what? I should have known this. I've seen Todd Stone before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have.
So, yeah, so Puppet wants to see some midget blood, so we'll see what happens.
I wonder if there's going to be like a midget championship or something. That seems like something TNA would do.
Easily. And I could see it. We already got 4 people. We got T.O., we got Hollywood, we have the Midget Killer, Puppet, and now we have Stone. Todd Stone.
Puppet just hit him several times with the kendo stick to start it off here and smashes him with a trash can.
Listen, man, I always like a good hardcore match on a show. This is just getting me.
I was going to say, so this has to be a hardcore match. I didn't know that. I should have known that. Leaping clothesline, like he's road warrior animal.
He's got the garbage can again.
Oh my God, great.
Tenay says you can already see the marks on his back from the trash can.
Is he gonna slam him? Slam him on the trash can, which barely dents it. It's too easy, Puppet says. Todd Stone has gotten no offense in this match. And now he puts the trash can over his body. Like over his head. Gets a kendo stick. Slick Johnson is not interested in doing anything about this. Hits him with the kendo stick a few times. See now, would that realistically hurt? I don't think so.
I feel like that's like one of the things where it's like it's loud, so it hurts your ears, not necessarily physical.
Well,
we could try it out if you'd like, Bob.
I would rather. I mean, I guess not. I would rather not want to try that, but it doesn't seem all that painful. All right, can this be over? This is. What is he doing?
It's about
TKO.
Here we go.
If he does a TKO, Apollo's gonna be pissed. So of course that's exactly what he does. But he drops him face first onto the trash can.
Stunner out of a fireman's carry is what Tenay calls it.
That's a TKO, Tenay. God almighty.
And that's a 3 count.
Todd Stone got nothing. Not a damn move.
Oh my God.
Oh, now he's hitting the fucking referee. All right. This took a turn for the better. Don West loves it. Don't hit JB, man.
Well, why is JB even trying to get in the ring right now?
He's trying to save Todd Stone.
Yeah, but come on. An announcer.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Uh-oh. Please hit Ed Ferrara. Please hit him. Oh!
Oh, my God. He's beat up Don West. That's funny. Little fella that might have sent him off.
Wow.
Fucking Don. And Don's not even selling it. NWA East, Friday, July 5th. Pennsylvania, Sportorium.
Yeah.
ECCW, Saturday, July 6th. British Columbia, Elks Hall, 8 p.m. Does ECCW have a show every day of the week?
I guess they must.
God almighty.
Sell that, Don West.
You probably could.
Let's go to the Goldilocks again.
Okay. So, Storm and Harris EMTs, Shamrock EMTs. They're so redundant with their stories.
Well, yeah. So this is the second, like,
with another neck.
We can't tell you right now if he can wrestle. We're gonna try to figure that out.
Now that guy looks like Steve Armstrong to me, but I don't.
Well, the lady looked like a teacher I had, but anyway, Goldilocks is like, we'll let you know. I have a feeling, Bob, that we're not going to see that title match tonight.
Maybe not. They might have.
If I just paid $10 to see Malice and Ken Shamrock.
Well, we were under the impression it was Slash.
Well, that is a good point. Okay, we're getting flashbacks to the god-awful lingerie battle royal.
Oh, you know what should happen here? Francine should end up managing Buff Bagwell. Because they were so, both super upset about what has happened in recent weeks.
They could have a comeback together.
Yeah. And remember Ferrara grabbing Francine's boob here. Which she then proceeded to trick him into thinking that she was going to give him a blowjob on the aisle. But instead just got his belt and then punched him.
I'll tell you what, though. It made me really happy to see Francine beat him up.
Well, yeah.
And then Taylor Vaughn won, but then Francine stripped her anyway. And then beat her with a belt. And she didn't sell a single one.
No, she did not. Maybe she likes that. Whips and chains excite her.
Look, she's still not selling it and she's leaving. Yeah.
That's all right.
Oh.
Girls.
What is this?
I don't know.
Is it Francine versus Taylor?
Oh, it could.
Here we go, baby. Queen of Extreme. I'm glad we're seeing more Francine.
Francine. Good for her. Okay, that girl doesn't like her. The music here is not good. I wish that Shane Douglas would just come out and be like, cut the fucking music. The franchise is here.
Cut the fucking music.
That's my favorite thing about Shane Douglas. Not his wrestling. Cut the fucking music. That's why he sucks in WCW, because he can't say the F word.
He can't do it, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Shane Douglas is, one of my favorite things, I should say, is that Fall Brawl 1999. He gets on the microphone and then announces that they're in the wrong town. It's like, Charlotte, or whatever. How you do? How's it going? And it's like, they're not in Charlotte.
Oh, I didn't think Taylor Vaughn had any music. I was like, wait a second.
She doesn't really, but.
Miss TNA, Taylor Vaughn.
So what does Miss TNA even entail? I don't know what that means.
She got a contract. So unfortunately, it seems like we might see her for a while.
She got a contract.
Which is weird because Francine is here right now, and apparently she does not have a contract. So put those pieces together.
Where's Elektra? Did she end up getting fired because they didn't want her to bankrupt TNA?
Could have been.
Shit, she's got Ed Ferrara's belt. And then just whips Taylor Vaughn. And Taylor is still not selling.
Oh, my God.
That one was pretty loud.
Listen.
Right, maybe she is a little bit. Now she's choking her out.
Good. I like Francine. Francine, kick her ass.
This guy finally takes the belt away. Scolds her. You don't do that. You go to your room. Get out of here. No, Dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Taylor Vaughn's like, no, give me the belt. I'm going to use it now. Even though I don't know how to wrestle.
Yeah,
as I'm wearing high heels. She's literally wearing high heels. And
yeah, she's just asking to break an ankle. Now she's whipping Francine, choking her out. Come on.
I would have... Oh, that one. I heard that one. That was loud.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing's happening in this besides getting people...
Oh, jeez. And then she just decked the referee. That's a disqualification. Oh, shit, it is. For real.
Look at that.
Are you kidding me? That's kind of stupid, to be honest with you.
I mean, she did hit the ref with the belt.
What are you talking about? I can't hit you? You're in the match, though. No, I'm the referee, Taylor.
She's like shocked that she got DQ'd.
Now she's just going to casually leave.
Ed put down his headset. He's about to go check on Francine.
I swear to God, if Francine fakes him out on another blowjob in the ring, I swear to God.
He's like, come on, baby. It's okay.
If he puts the belt around her or something and like grabs her ass, I swear.
Why is he giving her the belt?
I don't know. Is he going to manage her or something? We're friends now.
If it gets him off commentary, he can manage her.
No, I mean, technically, Francine's not really a wrestler either.
Well, that's a good point.
She's just a manager. Okay, well, she purposely put his hand there, and I feel like she's just doing that so that she can hit him.
I do too.
Or does she like it? Well, Ed likes it.
Ed loves this,
bro. Okay, good. She just slaps him.
So,
I was gonna say if she was like, "Come here," and then drops down to her knees again, I was gonna flip my computer upside down.
So, Bob, we have like so many mini stories going on right now that literally don't make any sense or have any purpose that I'm losing track.
Already.
We got Francine Ed Ferrar. We have Bob Cat and like David. Was it David Young? I can't remember now.
Yes. Yeah.
We have Alicia. So that's just three of
with
like the
multiple people.
That's just the women.
Right.
Oh,
Francine and Elektra too. Don't forget that.
I would have rather seen that match right now than in Taylor Vaughn, but I'm glad it was quick.
Who's Jeremy Borash? Hermie Sadler again.
This interesting.
And the crowd's just like, who? I've
got Hermes. Wow.
That's awkward.
Might want to get that checked out.
Yeah.
Look at these people pumped to see Hermie.
They're just cheering because they got a camera in their face. Who's
Wait a second.
them?
What?
Oh, that's
Your
his pit crew. Okay. I thought these were going to be like TNA wrestlers.
I want to say what a pleasure it's been to be here. Thank you guys so much. It's just great response. We're going to have a great response tonight because there's so many NASCAR fans here in Nashville, Tennessee.
18 years from now, I'm going to tweet at Bob saying, wow, I should look into that. About a UWF show that I run 4 years later from this. Is this K-Quick? K-Krush? God damn it.
Yeah, I think it is. Yep, he's like, shut up, stop the damn presser right now.
Does he have different music?
He did. That's why that just threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, we got security coming out already.
Oh, I thought it was K-Quick's or K-Krush's pit crew.
Oh, well, they're not taking him away, so it might be.
No. Is he wearing a Brickhouse Brown, or is that him?
No, I think it's him on his own. Him on his own shirt.
All right. It looked like Brickhouse Brown for a second. No, that's definitely him. All right.
He's like, no one gives a damn about race car drivers, so shut up. Oh my God. He goes, I bet you got your ass whooped a lot when you were a kid because you don't listen. So
Make
he's
a move, Hermie.
Yeah, making a threat. We're definitely going to see a match between these two.
You think so?
If anything, a tag match. Oh yeah, look at.
Oh shit!
Oh my God!
Holy crap, Hermie!
Hermie Sadler spears K-Krush, immediately gets pulled off. That was a good.
Does that get any publicity? I wonder.
I feel like It's got to.
Jesus.
Although if Toby Keith didn't, I don't know.
Come on, K-Krush.
Because you showed me on that one. Oh.
Next week.
He's threatening him for next week.
All right. Next week, we're having K-Krush and Hermie Sadler, apparently.
What guts?
Oh, my God.
He's obviously not afraid, as Don West says. NWA outside.
Saturday, July 6th, TV taping, Cornelia, Georgia.
I think we're seeing
8
the same shows over again because there's no way there's this many shows happening this weekend.
Yeah, probably not.
So we are getting a lot of like little mini like things like this, but at least they're fairly quick. So I don't hate it. Like that didn't just drag on for 20 minutes.
You're right. Yeah, that kind of was rounded out pretty quick. What the fuck?
NWA Championship.
Yeah. All right. So if this was a TV show, this is the match going into the 9 o'clock hour. So just want to point that out. Don't change that channel, but I wouldn't be changing the channel because they spent $10 on this.
I need someone to explain to me why James Mitchell comes out last week to introduce Slash and then only comes out with Malice right now.
I'm really confused as to why we were advertised and told, hey, he'll be back. Oh, she believes in him. Why we were told Slash was going to be challenging. Unless it was just a whole swerve this whole time.
I think it might have been, and we might have just misheard it even last week, but he definitely introduced Slash as a member of my new church who's going to fight you. So that's the part that's weird. And maybe he just said that as a distraction because then Malice attacked him.
Right.
Well,
Malice can't figure out how to get his necklace off there.
No.
To point that out.
So,
is Shamrock going to be healthy enough? Yes. He does not have any... He doesn't have a neck brace on or nothing.
Come on. If you're going to show me him backstage, you got to at least show him coming out like with a brace on or like holding his neck or...
He's not even selling.
Or like... Oh, yeah.
Oh, now he's selling it. He changed into his gear and everything. I feel like the more appropriate thing here is for him to come out with something around his neck. He's not in his gear.
Or like, don't come right out when your music hits or something. I don't know.
Drag it out a little bit.
Show him fighting backstage with the doctors. No, I need to go out. Right. Something.
Malice has dropped him over the top rope there a couple times.
Yep.
So I feel like the focus here is going to be over the neck.
Oh, yeah. Look, he's still doing it.
Yeah, into the railing. Choking out the champ with his boot.
Once again, I'm a fan of Malice, not a fan of the Wall. So,
no, not a fan of the Wall, but Malice is such a drastically different looking guy, and
it's just
in much better shape.
It's crazy to me. I still kind of can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Malice in comparison.
Stomping Shamrock, choking him with his foot.
I swear to God, if it's just like 10 minutes of just stomps and choking on the neck.
Let's just remember that Shamrock had Malice in a ankle lock for about 10 minutes, it felt like.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Kind of killed that finisher. Again, dropping him over the ropes as we're back in the ring. I don't know. They had like a decent match on the first show, but I'm not really invested, I guess.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's almost too soon.
Like, yeah, I know needed to drag this out a little bit.
Yeah, at least. So if this was me, I almost would have saved this for show 5, we'll just say.
That's what I was thinking.
Because that kind of gives you, okay, you can, what they did last week was fine. This week you can just do an interview with Shamrock. Okay, you can tag him. Cool, that's done. The week after, Shamrock gets an advantage. Look at this. Malice was on the second rope and then holding Shamrock up in like a headlock, pulling him off the ground. That was a nice visual.
Yeah, well, you know what also I think is Malice needs to actually like beat people.
Yes.
You know?
Because he hasn't.
Right, so like if this week he were to fight Brian Christopher or something and beats him, you know, gets some level of momentum. to kind of justify it.
100%.
Because if he loses here, I mean, there's nowhere you can really go for like a main event push, I would assume.
Yeah. Shamrock's trying to put an armbar in, but Malice broke out and he kicks him in the head again. And again.
We are 1 hour, 1 minute, and 28 seconds into this show. I'll be honest with you, this one feels a lot longer than the first two.
Yeah, it feels like it's taken longer. A fairly quick hour, I would say, but the matches definitely aren't getting my attention as much as they were before.
No. Shamrock got tossed to the floor. What is Malice going to do here? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
He literally, he looked like he was going to jump off the apron and then did not.
Absolutely nothing. Smashes him face first onto the announcer's table. Don West is freaking out. Probably has PTSD from Puppet there with a kendo stick. What is he doing? Oh, Dragon Sleeper.
Oh, it drops him. So I do think I guess I don't know too much early TNA here, but it's pretty rare that they do anything on the announcer's table in TNA. Like, in general, people, because they used to have, like, a glass table or something. Like, it's very avoidable. Like, you don't put people through it. So
they had a glass table?
At some point, they had, like, maybe it was plexi or something. But, yeah, it was, like, clear. I mean, it was big. But you don't ever do anything to it. And then I guess if you're going to show your broadcasters a lot and you're not going to be putting people through it all the time, you might as well have a nice looking table. But
right. Well, they're acting like Shamrock had the ankle lock on him, but it didn't look like he actually had it locked in there.
No, he definitely didn't.
As Malice got to the ropes to avoid it, essentially, and not break it. There you go, with the back suplex drop. Oh, yeah, backdrops. Well, that's not a backdrop suplex, really, but maybe it is. Tenay knows more about moves than I do, I guess.
Yeah, like a fireman's carry into a stunner.
Right, which is also a TK. You know, that's right. All right, we're even. Tenay and I are even on incorrect calls of moves. 1-1. They're really kind of... You know what's really funny about this is that they're hyping up Shamrock's injury, and we didn't see how he hurt his neck. Yeah, the lights went out, and then Malice was there, but we didn't they didn't show the injury taking place.
No, they didn't.
So that I feel like kind of makes there be like a detachment
because we don't know how hurt he is.
Yeah,
and they're really hyping up on commentary like Shamrock is so brave and strong that he's coming out here and fighting.
Well,
even though he got
that's
hurt.
why I just said that, because it's like, okay, but we didn't see him really get hurt.
How hurt is he? Yeah.
Belly to belly suplex. Is that it?
That's how he won.
That's how he won. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, hold on. Okay, so Shamrock just got the pin with the belly to belly, but it kind of looked like Mal's kicked out and he is standing already.
Oh man, I feel like that. What in the world was that? Are you kidding me? I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Shamrock's barely celebrating, and he's gone.
That whole segment really kind of diminishes your world champion to me, world championship. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that either. They should probably do more tag title tournament stuff, huh?
We've had like one match?
2. Oh no. No, we had 2. Yeah, we had 2.
Oh, with Bagwell.
Rainbow Express and the Harris and Storm.
That's right. I guess I didn't really consider the Bagwell one because, well, he lost his smile and left, and the singles wrestlers really.
Marcus. What the heck? Okay.
NWA X Championship.
I didn't know
any of this.
Probably should have advertised this one, but.
Yeah. Who's coming out here? Who is that? I can't tell. Is that David Young?
Yep.
All right. How in the world does he get a championship match when he lost his match? Didn't he lose?
Yeah. Why is this happening right now? And remember, it was all about
the people.
Bobcat too.
Right. I mean, all the people that you have, you're gonna have David Young challenge AJ Styles.
Yeah, dude, keep this shit separate. This should not be involved in the X title right now.
No. Well, there goes your theory for Jerry Lynn picking AJ Styles.
Absolutely, that's gone.
That's thrown out. Oh, I thought she was about to expose her breast there. Jesus. What is he doing? Holding her purse?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm not liking this storyline. It's all about me, Bobcat. Who cares?
Oh yeah, here we go. I love this song, baby.
That same old one here.
Born and raised in the USA.
Well, some of the fans here are already kind of getting behind AJ.
Throwing the X up.
Is that just like red duct tape on that belt?
No, it is not. It is. It's engraved in there.
I mean, I know it is later on, but like right now, is there just duct tape or is it engraved?
Nope, it's engraved.
Okay.
This is the same title that they keep up until about. I don't even. Jeez. Well, I guess until they take off the NWA name, because then they obviously had to switch it. But
yeah.
Then they switched it again later.
Is it back to being red? Because I know at one point it was like green.
So it switched a couple times. It was red up until Jarrett came back to the company and they kind of adapted Global Force stuff. It was green. Then after he left, it was blue. And as of last year, they turned all the belt, or early this year maybe, they turned all the belts red again. So now everything's red.
Yeah, I prefer the red look.
I do too, but the blue Impact stuff, like last year that was going on and the year before and stuff, I was really digging. But for this title specifically, the red is where it's at.
Okay. AJ just did a like Rikishi bump for a shoulder block.
It's not about weight limits. It's about no limits, baby.
Nice kip up Hurricane there. Apparently, David Young has the strongest shoulders in America for him to bump like that.
Oh, he was just at the ricochet, the springboard into a backflip landing.
Oh, well, he definitely messed up that somersault dive there. Because he just hit his lower back on the apron and then just clubbed him with the right hand. I don't think that's how that goes.
And then David Young's head hit the concrete, I think.
Yeah. See, now this is a bummer of a match. So right now, if I had spent $10 on this show,
listen.
Oh boy.
I know which way my thumb's going for this show, but we'll just leave it at that. You don't have to talk me into it this week.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah,
realistically, we got maybe a half hour left on this show, or just over a half hour.
Just over, yeah. So put this in perspective. You put AJ Styles. Okay, not even AJ Styles. Oh my God. Okay, so AJ went for a springboard. David Young knocked his feet. He got rang on the top rope on the outside and fell. And what's David Young about to do here?
What is he doing?
A moonsault.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. I wasn't expecting that.
No. Oh, I don't like the way he fell on the top rope like that, though.
Yeah, no.
So you debut the X title in this crazy match, insane match. And then next week you're like, okay, we're going to defend the title, and it's going to be against David Young. And it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What? You just put on one of the best matches, we'll just say of the year, hypothetically.
We'll say for TNA's year.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, this is how you're going to give me the next X Division match? What the hell?
Yeah, this is a poor follow-up. Goes for a German, but AJ lands on his feet and comes back with chops. So he already kind of ignored being dropped over the top rope just like 3 seconds ago.
So I would have to guess that there's got to be at least 4 matches left. No.
Oh, Young just tossed him with the overhead suplex into the corner.
Yeah, Styles likes the I'm going to look like a rag doll and then look like I'm getting very hurt kind of style right now.
That cover in the kick out there. AJ barely moved to kick out. Because realistically, he had nowhere to go to kick out. Like, the way his body was just hunched over.
Yeah.
To answer your question, though, we have to figure out who the tag champions are. So that's one
Okay.
match. Well, depending on how long the tournament is. I don't even know how long the tournament is. And then we have Scott Hall and Brian Christopher against Jarrett and K-Krush. So that's at least 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I don't even know how long the tag title tournament is. So I don't even know how many matches there are.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Step up kick to the back of the head by Young.
Was that it? Was the 2 matches already it? I don't know.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. So would it just be Storm and Harris against Rainbow Express?
I would be disappointed, but I think there's a really good chance.
So we got 2 matches left? There's got to be something else.
There's got to be... I would think so. Even if, well, maybe there's another qualifier. Maybe they do a 3-way tag team title match with 3 teams or something. I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
I'm 100% confused.
Don't worry, Don West says we get to see this kind of match every Wednesday night. And if you're wondering why we're not talking about the match, that's because nothing's happening. There's just a headlock.
There's a power slam by David Young. So aside from like the moonsault to the floor, this isn't really an I don't know. It certainly doesn't feel like the last week's match.
No.
This is just kind of like a standard contest. Just a bad opponent here, I feel like. Well, kind of like a brain buster there for David Young. I know these guys had some entertaining matches in Wildside, but for like a national audience, I don't think really anybody knows David Young.
Oh, yeah.
And we go back to a sleeper hold. See, now when you hype up the X Division as no limits, total ridiculous offense, and you have your guy using a headlock.
Yeah.
If I want to see that, I'll watch freaking Scott Hall.
Jarrett and Hall again.
Yeah, like that's what I'll check out. Oh, a super kick there. Lenny Lane should probably take note on how to do it.
Yeah, Lenny Lane's super kick is not good at all.
No.
Bobcat's been on the phone on the hard cam side the entire time right now.
Who is she talking to? Probably Marcus.
Oh. Well, he is a gigolo, so
that is true.
Anything is possible.
That's a good point. I wonder what they're going to do with Marcus now. Is he going to be like a serious wrestler?
I'm curious if we actually did see the end, or he almost messed up the moonsault. He actually had to switch arms. The moonsault into the DDT, so that was interesting.
So maybe he's only ever hit that move clean once, like we saw in the first episode. Because ever since then, he's kind of messed it up each time.
I think we need to start a tally, and so far we're definitely at 1.
Yeah. The greatest... Well, he's not wrong, I guess. The greatest match of the night.
Yeah, Don West is saying how Bobcat's on the phone during that.
I was hoping that Don was going to be like the greatest match I've ever seen in my entire life. AJ Styles against it. Speaking of which, when I went to one of your guys' like ROH shows, and I was asking like the group of people, like, what's your favorite match, right? Oh, and Mike, who was there, I go, Mike, what's your favorite match of all time? He's like, John Morrison, CM Punk, like 2007. I was like, what? Out of all the, I looked it up. When I looked it up, it went like 7 minutes.
Hey, man, that might be his favorite. And Mike said he was going to be listening, so shout out to Mike. If that is your favorite match, hopefully you've watched the X Division match now.
Yeah, watch
the
other
new
one.
Favorite.
Mike. Spinebuster by David Young for a 2 count. That's his finishing move, by the way.
Oh God.
Well, no, it just threw me off that he was like, yeah, John Morrison, CM Punk, but like, never. If anybody were to, if he was a guess, that never would have crossed my mind, ever. Oh, AJ blocking a middle rope hurricanrana.
Oh my God.
And
Oh,
that seems like an excessive finisher here for this match. He just had a middle rope Styles clash to
and
win the
that's it.
match. The crowd, there's one guy in the front row that's like, fuck yeah, man, I told you TNA's the shit, man. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, 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 man, yeah. Killed it, bro. Yeah.
This song's gotta go.
Yeah, they gotta change this as soon as possible.
This dude's mind is blown.
Where did the guy in the front row go that was freaking out? Did he like escort him out? Bobcat thinks that she won.
Nope.
Did he just shove her down?
Yes, he like pushed her out of the way and she fell. Well, look at the wedges she's wearing. I would have fell too.
Jeez. That's
Okay.
so for TNA's sake at least, that's the first middle rope Styles clash that we've seen.
Uh-huh.
And the crowd lost their mind for that. That was a good finisher. So, I mean, decent match, but a horrible follow-up to what you did.
Absolutely.
Like, I think David Young is a solid hand, but number one, he should not be in the X division. He should be working people more his style, but
yeah, and I don't. Bobcat's killing. I know she's like kind of like his gimmick, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like Bobcat won't be around for a long time. Remember, guys, you can check out ECCW Thursday, July 4th, Princeton, British Columbia, at the Princeton Arena, 7:30 p.m., and also NWA Tri-State Thursday in West Virginia.
Whoa. We got a wicked big match next week. Single elimination match, 6-man. Low key, Jerry Lynn, Kid Romeo,
Christopher Daniels, Tony Mamaluke, I heard.
Yep.
Shit.
Big match. Okay, we're backstage with Goldie with the Rainbow Express.
Fuva. What does that mean? They're working out. Oh my god. Gardner just told Goldilocks that he didn't hear a word she said because he's taken aback by her beauty. You know what? Speaking of blow pops here, Dallas, how do you feel that you've had 2 of Joy Ryan's blow pops in your mouth?
I only had 1, and I don't
one.
want to even. I am very disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the best I can say about that. Disappointed.
Coronation.
So, Bob, I think I might have been right.
What?
There might have been 2 tag title two matches, and then it was supposed to be Rainbow Express versus Storm and Harris.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. I swear to God, dude. All right. I swear to God, if Harris and Storm come out, he just kissed her. If Harris and Storm come out and beat these guys, like we just saw Ken Shamrock do.
Dude, that'll be the second show in a row that the same thing happened twice.
I will be fucking pissed.
Here we go.
Oh, we're going for it right now. All right. So does that mean Hall and
Yes.
Christopher is the main event against? It has to be Crush and Jarrett. Interesting choice.
Okay, so
I swear to God, dude, if they do this,
I got a feeling.
Maybe that's the joke. Hey guys, how many times can we do the same angle on shows? Like, come on.
Rainbow Express is the best. Sign in the crowd there.
Wow. That person's really dedicated to the product after 3 weeks. Let's see what JB says here.
Oh. So they must have opponents for this finals match. They don't win by default.
Jerry Lynn.
You hear that music?
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Whoa!
No
okay.
way.
AJ Styles, in fact, he's limping. He's like, all right, Jerry, fuck. All right, I'll help you out.
Wait, why doesn't Styles have the X title with him?
Because it's not for that championship.
Well, I know that, but you're a champion. You wear the belt out.
Well, maybe you lost it.
Probably. Wait a second. This dude literally wrestled 5 minutes ago.
Not even. It was like 2. He just left. Now he's back in there.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah, see, today's saying about mutual respect.
Oh, you know what I think is going to happen here? I think Lynn's doing this so that he can weaken Styles to win the championship.
Oh, shoot. Dude, that's a wicked good idea.
Just to fuck him over. That's what I think.
Lynn over the top with a crossbody onto both members of the Rainbow Express. This match might make the show thumbs up, Bob. Who knows? We'll see.
God.
I'm kidding. Now Styles, corkscrew plancha. I don't know.
Landed on his leg weird. Dude, I'm telling you, these guys do these like springboard and twisted moves and like never blow out their knee. I would blow out my knee on the first attempt. I think every time I were to do the move, I'd hurt myself.
That's a great point.
AJ getting rammed into the railing by Bruce. Now it's Lynn and Lenny Lane. Kind of a similar like look in terms of like hair and everything. Lynn's like, no, you're not going to take me over the German suplex. Go behind.
Lenny Lane's moving the hips. Lynn's like, nah, push him against the rope. Ducks the clothesline. Tilt-a-whirl. Head scissors. We've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, that's the move of the night. Drop toe hold face first into the middle turnbuckle. I'm still convinced that Rainbow Express and the Johnsons need to be a stable. That way the Rainbow Express have dicks they can play with all the time. That just seems like the most logical thing to do. Lynn drop toe holds Bruce groin first, and now he's going to ram him into Lenny's penis here. Yeah, I feel like that's not the first time that's happened.
No, it's definitely not. Joel looks very concerned on the other side of the ring.
I'm a huge fan of Jerry Lynn. I could watch this guy wrestle every day. There's something about him. Like, he does not charismatic or nothing, but really enjoy his work. Lenny with a hip toss, sending Lynn into the ring from the apron. And here comes, gotta kiss his hand, Lenny.
Yeah, that's how you tag.
Somehow that's a legal tag. I don't understand. Come on, Bruce. Stomping him. And now he's going to ram his face into the mat. Revenge. 1, 2, nothing. Jerry Lynn going for some tag team gold. He didn't win the X title, but by God, he'll team up with the X champion to be tag team champions. I can respect that.
It sounds like the crowd is chanting Bruce, which is funny.
They are chanting for Bruce. Lynn with the middle rope leg drop, over the middle rope, I should say, from the apron. That's a trademark Lynn move. We'll see that probably every match that he has. Which makes you think that the wrestlers would not set themselves up for that.
You would think that, but this is wrestling. Throw the logic out the window.
Yeah, hear the moment. Here's AJ. He's like, I just wrestled David Young for 10 minutes. Spinning heel kick on Bruce.
Lands on his neck.
1, 2. I wonder if I know Bruce ends up having like a neck injury of his own. I think I can't remember when that happens.
Well, that's gonna be a sad day because I like the Rainbow Express. So,
yeah, honestly, I do too. They're, aside from Harris and Storm, the only legitimate tag team that really serves any purpose here.
Hold up, the Johnsons. Come on.
Well, give me a break. They apparently already split up from their manager.
Well,
Lynn just hit a middle rope bulldog for a 2 count as Lenny breaks up the cover. You know what? I would totally have this match go like 15 minutes. Jerry Lynn ends up hitting the cradle pile driver on AJ Styles, says, fuck you, I'm coming for your belt, and the Rainbow Express win the belt.
Dude.
Right? I mean, that just seems to make the most sense to me.
I agree. Oh,
low blow by Bruce.
Ref was distracted, yeah.
He wouldn't have called for that anyway. The disqualification. He wouldn't call for that.
No.
Let him wrestle. Let him fight. Lynn with a jawbreaker on Lenny Lane.
So I'm curious if, speaking of the Johnsons, though,
Yeah.
I'm curious if they were maybe splitting him from the manager because, like, it was a Russo idea, and now that he's hired, they're like, finally, we can scrap it. If maybe they were actually thinking a little bit with that, who knows?
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Lenny with the Tiger Tamer.
That's right. He avoided a drop kick. He's going for the Tiger Tamer. Which, of course, if this is the first time you're listening, is in fact the Lion Tamer or Walls of Jericho. He doesn't necessarily have him all the way over, but it's probably locked in, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that's, yeah.
What's that? That was a running slap. I think that was a running clothesline by Styles.
Yeah.
The way that he didn't really follow through with the clothesline part. And I also want to point that for the first time in history, Dallas is yawning during a TNA show.
No, it's not because of the show. I'm just tired, Bob.
Oh, okay. Bruce slams Lynn for a 2 count. He goes back to stomping him. Kind of a boring start here. Yeah, kiss his hand. There we go.
Don West says he can't even comment about that tag anymore.
Well, I mean, who cares? They kiss each other's hands. Who cares?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Lenny with a delayed vertical suplex on Lynn. Still has him up there. What is he, the British Bulldog?
It's pretty impressive, though.
I mean, yeah. All right, bam. So, they're shedding, or not shedding, they're showing these guys in a positive light in terms of, like, in-ring ability.
So Lenny Lane with the crawl over pin.
He's been watching some Goldust tapes, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm getting like a Goldust circa 96 vibe from Lenny. We are an hour, 28 minutes, and 20 seconds into the show. So we got roughly, on average here, less than 20 minutes left in this show. Def of the 3 thus far, the weakest of the 3. 1, 2. Lynn almost wins with a sunset flip out of the corner. Well, a roll up out of the corner.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking out of that time, too, I think this means that our main event is going to be a fairly quick one, which, to be honest, is totally fine with me.
Absolutely.
Oh, Bruce with
that was a nice springboard sunset flip.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Wait a minute. Okay, did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, what did you see? So I want to make sure that I saw it right.
Well, because Lynn dropped down.
Yeah.
Like,
but then
Bruce.
Yeah, but then Lynn made a face like Bruce was biting him or something.
Oh, I missed the facial.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe I saw it wrong. I don't know. But
it could have been because then he reversed it.
Yeah.
But the way he dropped down, you could tell something was,
yeah.
the way it's working here. So
they're really focusing on AJ's pain here. That's probably just gonna piss off Jerry more. They're talking about AJ, not me.
Well, so now I'm wondering too. Okay, did they put AJ with David Young because it was an easier opponent and he didn't have to go as crazy because he was about to be into this match? I don't agree with it, but
well, I mean, yeah. Well, let's say, well, they booked it before we knew Harris and Storm were hurt. You know what I mean? So
I guess that's a good point. I don't know.
There's just so many other people that you could have.
Well, that's the thing.
Put him in there with, other than David Young.
I'm just afraid we're getting. Oh, by the way, Bruce has got like a leg head scissor lock on Jerry Lynn, but
yeah.
I'm afraid we're about to get too much overexposure of some of these guys. I mean, you got to think. On this show alone already, we've seen Styles twice. We've seen Ken Shamrock twice. We've seen Jarrett, Scott Hall, K-Krush.
Yeah. We're going to see K-Krush in at least 3 segments.
Yeah.
Because he attacked Scott. He was in the Hermes segment, and then he's in the main event.
Malice, James Mitchell. I mean, we're seeing...
Yeah.
I mean, do they not have enough people right now to have more content? Do they not just know what they're doing, which is probably really the case? But to me, it's like Jarrett was going to be overexposed anyways. I knew that after the first show.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to see it with all their people. And I'll give Rainbow Express a break. It's a tournament. That's different. So I'll give him that. But Shamrock should have never came out before his match, if you ask me.
I agree with that.
Um,
Jerry countering a powerbomb. He's going to go for the cradle pile driver.
Oh.
And no one is kicked out of this. Oh, Joel Gardner's on the apron. He's got a roll up. 1, 2.
double reverse there. And yeah, he kicked out. Wish he hit it. Love that pile driver.
Yeah, reverse DDT there, by the way. Yeah, the crowd was going nuts, too, for a potential cradle pile driver.
Yep.
So, I think that finish is definitely over. Come on. Come on, Rainbow Express. I'm rooting for you guys. AJ's going to drop down from the apron and say, fuck you, Jerry.
If he's smart.
Here we go. No, he tagged him in. All right, AJ. Clothesline. Drops Lenny with another one. What is this? Hurricanrana. 1, 2.
Oh, Joel was getting up on the apron, though, but Lenny kicked out anyway. Oh,
another super kick. Discus clothesline. 1, 2. Bruce breaks up the cover.
Yeah, we're picking up a little bit, though.
AJ is like next level.
Dude.
I would say that AJ Styles is probably the best in-ring guy they have.
Oh, easily.
Like right now.
You can't doubt. You can't.
Oh, Lenny with the stroke. Oh, but Jerry breaks that up. I wonder if Jeff Jarrett fires Lenny Lane right after this match.
Because he essentially just used the same finish, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bam! Lynn with the cradle pile driver on Lenny. If you can get the cover, that's probably it. Oh, he can't. And sends himself and Bruce to the floor with a Hurricanrana head scissors of his own. Oh, shit. AJ.
Oh, my God.
Oh, did not go far enough with the spiral tap there.
And 3.
But he still gets the 3 on Lenny. So your tag team champions. Makeshift team of Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles. Well, here's the thing. All right, now we're going to get some pyro out of the corners. Well, it looks like one of them's not working. It looks like it's coming out of 3 of them.
Typical.
That's a bit much.
Okay, so.
Oh, what's this?
Oh,
he has both the belts. Is that going to piss off Jerry or something? Jerry, you won. Go get your belt.
Yeah, I got a feeling that this tag team is not going to last long.
No.
I'm talking maybe 3 shows. Maybe.
Maybe.
I almost want to even say 2.
All right. Oh, all right. Well, they're embracing.
Yeah, but you can tell Lynn is like not into it.
He's good. He's good. He's probably mad. He's probably mad that he didn't get the win. Like he didn't get the pin. That's probably going to be the angle here. He's like, well, you weren't a pin if I didn't hit the cradle.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That type of stuff. What if Jalen just decked him with the tag title right now, and then the titles are vacant?
Again.
Another tournament next week.
Okay, so interesting choice, as Styles already holds one of your belts.
Yeah. I've never liked 2 singles wrestlers being tag team champions. I've never liked it.
Well, because what does it always lead to, Bob?
A breakup.
And a match.
Yeah.
And something's going on in the back.
Oh, it's this. They're running to somebody.
This is so funny.
Who got beat up this time? This is gonna be the 3rd beatdown.
In a dark area with a blue light. Who is this? It says F. It's this very large guy.
Is that Jim Miller?
Oh my God.
It says he's tied up and it says "FU" on his belly. What the fuck?
Goldilocks goes, I don't even know where to go from here, and his arms are tied up above his head.
God,
and that's it.
What the world is that?
Ed Ferraro goes, I'd recognize that gut anywhere.
What? You're telling me that Jeff Jarrett, I'm assuming that was Jeff Jarrett,
It's gotta be.
tied him up backstage and wrote "F-U" on his belly? That is so funny. Now we're seeing highlights from K-Krush here against Brian Christopher. Which led to Christopher beating K-Krush after Hermie and Sterling Marlin shook the middle rope here. I want to point out that Sterling Marlin is not on the show. He is, but Hermie was. So that shows you which one of them really cared about being there.
Yeah, right.
All right.
And then our highlight
it's showing us highlights
Jarrett
from both single matches.
Let's get this thing started. Look how fast-paced this heavyweight match is of Jarrett doing drop kicks.
Toby Keith came in, low blows, Jeff, face plant.
Boom.
There that is. The dump, one of the weakest finishes ever. Wait a minute. Oh, that was after the match. That's right.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it was.
Oh wait, I don't remember. It was so much going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was after the match. The main event is a tag team match that no one cares about because we already saw these guys wrestle in singles matches.
Oh, here we go. It's our third time seeing K-Krush.
K-Krush. To a point where the crowd's just like, okay, dude, we get it.
I do like that he dances to the ring because everyone's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. I feel like K-Krush is a better babyface than he is a heel, but he is entertaining.
Well, yeah, because he's funny as shit.
Is he Orange Cassidy before Orange Cassidy with the whole shirt thing here?
Well, you could just... Well, I guess in the way of the shirt, yeah. You can carry that back to many people, though. Like, Rick Rude with himself on his tights. And,
well, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Here comes Jeff Jarrett. A guy that made his own promotion for him to be a world champion. Be a main event. Yeah, I know he was a main eventer in WCW, but come on. Everybody in 2000 was a main eventer.
No, ain't that truth. Double J and double K equals Dream Team, baby.
There you go. Oh, somebody just threw popcorn at him or something. It's my world. We are at 1 hour and 39 minutes right now. Is where we're at. That means that we're probably under 10 minutes left on the show.
Yeah, I would assume so.
How is Brian Christopher and K-Krush not a tag team?
Well, yeah, come on.
Or partners or something. It's the same gimmick. Well, I guess K-Krush isn't trying to be a rapper. He actually is one.
I hate
main event guy. I like Brian Christopher, but
I don't dislike him. But there's
the wrong spot.
Yeah, I don't dislike him, but it's just it's just a lot.
Yeah. No, you're right. Just the wrong spot on the card, though. Like he's not a main event guy here. Here we go, Scott Hall again.
Again tonight.
Is he going to be wearing Wolfpack colors or black and white colors? I'm going to say Wolfpack. Yeah. Okay.
Good call.
Here we go. Vegas Star in the company gets the final entrance.
$3,500 a week, baby.
Jesus. If you can get that type of gig, I guess you got to take it. So he's already made what, like $7,000?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm curious. Yeah, I guess they would have to because technically,
Crush keeps on getting tossed over the top and takes like the worst looking bumps to the floor. All right, Christopher and Crush are going at it while Hall and Jarrett go into the crowd. So this is going to be smoke and mirrors here, folks. Looks like we're not going to get a standard tag match.
Honestly, I'm kind of okay with that though because I didn't want to see him in the ring right now.
No, yeah. Considering every other match has like been in the ring, this needs to be your ECW type brawl.
I'll take it. Look, they're hitting him against the cage with the girl dancer in it.
Oh man, where's Christopher and Killing? They're up in like the cheap sheet.
Oh my God, look at Hall and Jarrett are in the cage now. Cage match next week. Hall versus Jeff Jarrett.
Oh Lord. Could you imagine if they had a Russell in that cage?
That'd be it's the Asylum essentially, like the little one in WCW.
Yeah. Christopher is apparently just beating the crap out of K-Krush. Into the fans here, where about how many fans was it that paid for this show? About 250.
No, I don't think so. Well, no, that was the first show. Actually, I don't know how many were at this show.
Okay.
We didn't get those numbers yet.
All right. Well, it looks like Christopher and K-Krush are in the ring. Oh, Hall just tossed Jarrett onto the announcer's table. Bad trap by
It ain't gonna break though.
Never. He's all pumped up. Savant kicks. Well, I guess that's more of a super kick.
So, Bob, I was gonna ask you, what is the difference between a savant kick and a super kick?
That's a great question. I believe a savant kick is. Oh, what's this? Christopher's already going for the hip hop drop.
Oh.
That's bullshit. And he had the goggles on. He never misses with the goggles on.
No, that ain't good.
Oh, no.
Last time we're seeing.
That's a good question. I feel like a savant kick is when like you stop on a dime and you do a quick turn. And a super kick is when you gradually go into it. Kind of like how Shawn Michaels does it.
Okay.
And a savant kick is more like what Rikishi does.
Like a quick, like boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chokeslam here by Skull on Crush. And then Jarrett's like, that's my friend.
Yeah,
and
this match is all over.
Grabs his penis. Crazy crap.
There's been no tags made. It's just constant
Yeah.
action, which is fine.
Kind of to be expected, probably. Jarrett avoids Hall in the corner and delivers a right hand. Well, it looks like they're actually going to make this a formal tag match here. Both men are on the apron looking for tags. Hall with a clothesline in the corner. And tags in Christopher.
But not before he tries to get himself a pop quick.
Oh, of course. It's all about him. Christopher hammering away on his good USWA friend, Jeff Jarrett. These guys main evented USWA some 10 years prior. In front of a bigger crowd that was paid, though. Christopher missing a splash or a Bronco Buster looking move over the middle rope. Jarrett's exhausted.
So blown up.
You know what? You know what? This just means that Jeff Jarrett would never win the X Division Championship. There's just no way.
He couldn't.
Scott Hall. I don't remember seeing Hall get a tag, but that could have happened. Oh, Jarrett sends Hall into Brian Christopher like it's Survivor Series 93, and Owen just knocked Brett off the apron like that happened. Christopher's hurting. K-Krush coming off the top rope, it looks like, for a missile dropkick where he almost landed on his feet after hitting it. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
It's pretty impressive.
I don't know if he meant to do that.
I'll take it.
He's telling the crowd to screw off. Here we go.
Did he hit the axe kick? Oh, no. Oh, what was that?
What in the world was that?
He kind of jumped over him and punched him in the face and kept moving.
He did his trade, like his spinning forearm smash, but then rolled over Hall's back, and Hall just like flopped to the ground. That was weird. It was bad because Hall was hunched over. He wasn't really standing up.
Well, yeah, that was weird.
Jarrett decking Hall.
How do you like me now?
Yeah, taunting the crowd. We don't like you, Jeff.
Not right now, at least.
We've never liked you.
Oh, God.
That didn't look good.
No.
It's a 2 count. Here comes K-Krush again. Interesting here. How long do you think this partnership with K-Krush and Jarrett's going to last?
This match.
That's it?
I don't know. Okay, fine. I'll say it's probably going to be a little bit. They do seem to be wanting to push Crush as a heel, a top heel, and Jarrett is arguably the top heel right now. So I guess I could see it for a little bit.
Jarrett with a crossbody off the top, but Hall rolls through for a 2 count. I think K-Krush is going to be a babyface after the Hermie Sadler match.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
I guess I could see it happening.
I just think he's too charismatic to be a heel in the way that he's being portrayed right now. Jarrett with some right
That's a good point, though, yeah.
Hall is stumbling around and comes back with a right hand of his own. And another one.
Off the ropes, off reverse, Hall coming back. And Jarrett with a head sleeper on the back of Hall.
No way.
Same thing they did last week in their singles match.
Well, this one looks like it's going to go longer than most, or at least the first couple of shows here. We're an hour, 47 and 13 seconds into it. Usually the show's ending around this time.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too, Bob. So that's pretty interesting that this show is actually going a little bit longer.
Yeah. Jawbreaker out of a sleeper by Jarrett. And Jarrett goes with the back suplex and he hits it. And of course, this is when they're both so exhausted that they're just going to lay on the mat for a few minutes. Christopher's chilling on the apron, trying to root on his partner. Tag me, man. Oh, my God.
Don West just said this match rivals any of the X Division matches we've seen so far.
Oh, my God.
Unreal.
What a horrible comment, but he doesn't know.
No, that's true. He's just trying to put the match over.
Yeah.
So can't fault him for it, but
no.
Holy shit. Someone tell him.
Christopher Hall is in the corner, but Christopher is not in the right corner. And now he's trying to get over there. But Crush is able to prevent that from happening. Now Christopher's pissed. Crush with another scissors kick. It's a good scissors kick.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. Oh, he's dancing.
Oh, all right. Oh,
how do you like me now, sucker?
Is that their taunt? Both guys is how do you like me now?
That must be their team. How do you like us now?
No. This is gonna be. You're gonna hear some theme music here in a few minutes. How do you like me now? And it's Bob Holly. What is he doing here? Okay, looks like we're doing an electric chair slam here. Yeah, Hall has him up.
And boom.
Drops him. Both of them are laid out here.
Laid out and not moving.
This has been a bummer of a show, man. Jesus.
Yeah, man, I gotta agree.
This has been
really
not good.
The most exciting part, I'm just to say it now. I was gonna ask you at the end too, but it's for me. It was Monty Brown debuting.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's just cool because we know who he is now.
Yeah. Hall ducks a double clothesline, drops them both. The clothesline of his own, although he completely missed Jarrett, but
I go nuts when Brian Christopher puts the goggles on and gets in the ring.
He's flipping out. Christopher's like, "This is my shot. Tag me in, Scott." Come on. This stuff, he's looking at the crowd. This worked in 2000. Come on, make some noise. Make some noise. Here we go.
Oh, wait a second.
What the hell? What the hell? Brian Christopher just decked Scott Hall.
What?
Why did he do that? Scott Hall,
Atomic drops Jarrett, who bumps the ref. Hall takes down K-Krush, Jarrett, K-Krush with punches, and then hits
Brian Christopher's partner. He just tagged him technically. Christopher's a legal man.
Ref is on that.
I like how Christopher's reaction is, "I'm going to climb the top rope."
Right?
Why did he just turn on Scott Hall?
What the hell? He's like a pop-up butt slam. Like he landed on his butt. We're going to see the edge.
On K-Krush. Can he get him up? He's got him up. And
boom.
Oh, he didn't even go down with him. He just dropped him.
Yeah, that was a...
Jeez. Oh, Jarrett. Man. Hall is fighting off all 3 dudes right now.
He's blowing up,
huffing.
though.
He's huffing and puffing. He ain't going to get him up. Get out.
Why is Christopher not doing anything?
Because he's got to wait. There you go.
That was so bad, though.
Yeah.
And there's
Jarrett with a stroke right in the middle of the ring. The referee just happens to start waking up. No, wait, no. Christopher's going up.
Who wants to make bets that Christopher pins Hall, even though he technically is his partner?
No way. Come on.
Jarrett will take the feeling, dude. I got a bad feeling.
No way. Oh, right on the face.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, here we go, Jarrett. All right.
1, 2, 3. I was nervous, but okay.
All right. Well, I don't think I ever would have imagined myself saying that Brian Christopher just turned heel on Scott Hall.
Like what?
Is that the next big angle here? Is for Brian Christopher heel turn on Scott Hall?
So now we have a team of Brian Christopher, K-Krush, and Jeff Jarrett.
It's so weird.
What is that?
Well, here's what I don't understand. If that is what you're doing, then why did Brian Christopher just beat up K-Krush for like 6 minutes in the crowd?
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that stuff.
I never understand that kind of stuff in like tag matches. It's like, what made him like K-Krush from last week that they're buddies?
They have something in common. They like music or something.
Jeez, right. He's got another microphone right now. He said, I proved my point tonight, Scott Hall. You ain't worth a shit or shot shit. He kind of mixed the two. Oh. He said he beat his ass in 95 and 97. He ran his ass out of WCW.
Oh, that's not true.
The boys up north ran him out of WWF.
Well, that's true.
And he's gonna single-handedly run him out of the NWA.
So he basically just said, "We've done this angle 3 different times,
and now I'm
again." He just decks Scott to the floor. You're just like just like all the other legends, not worth a damn. Oh, send them all. Oh no, he's got the trophy. Oh no. Oh God, he's clubbing the back of the head with it.
Oh, that wasn't gimmicked.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
He just broke it over his back that time.
Oh, that first shot to the head though, that wasn't pretty.
That looked pretty stiff. Oh, we need EMTs again. How many times have the EMTs been out here?
I'll tell you what, they're busy tonight.
Yeah. He will whip everyone's ass. This is ridiculous. They've been focusing on that guy in the crowd a lot.
Yeah, they just made a reference to it, and I missed. It's like they're like football players or something.
That's what I figured. I just didn't know who it was. All right, Scott Hall's doing a stretcher job here. Oh,
and
Jesus, Jeff Jarrett doing his best Cactus Jack impersonation with an elbow drop off the apron.
To Hall on the stretcher.
Yeah. Hey, Jesus.
I got screwed the first night of TNA, and I'll be damned if I ever let that happen again.
Because he got screwed, brother.
JEFF.
He got screwed in his own company, where he's the one that books it.
Scott Hall, don't you ever forget who did this to you. And here he goes, and he's
Just
flipping the thing.
tipping over the stretcher. Oh, he just hit the railing like ribs first.
Well, he fell off the stage a little too, so that was a big fall. Jarrett's getting heat for that one.
Yeah, he is.
That's gonna be $6,000, not 35.
I wonder if this means we won't see Scott Hall for like at least a few weeks, just to save the salary, you know.
They got to.
He should have been the NWA World Champion. Well, you're not, Jeff. This almost has gone a full 2 hours. We're at 156.35 right now. Wow. They have the broken trophy.
I know. I like that in the shot. So, talking about next week, Omori versus Ken Shamrock for the NWA title. The rankings match they're calling the X Division title. Oh, Return of Flying Elvis. And Jarrett's back out here again.
All right, Jeff, we get it. Jesus. Oh no. Oh, he took the padding off the stretcher. He's gonna. Oh no.
We got the copyright, and he's throwing the unpadded stretcher on Hall, his head essentially, and we go off the air.
All right. So that was 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Yeah.
So they took a good portion of the whole 2 hours at that time.
Yeah, because the other ones went about 15 short.
Last week was 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 6 seconds.
So that makes me think that the first two episodes were definitely made like, hey, this should be a TV show. Here's the time you even have for commercials. We even timed it for you.
Yeah.
As far as like the extra 15 minutes. And then this one, they were like, fuck it. Use the full 2 hours because that's what we're on pay-per-view for.
Right. No, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, not a good show, man. There was we had 9 matches, which is a lot.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, so like you were saying in the newsletter, they were like, "Oh, this is going to be a really, important like moment or whatever."
Yeah, essentially they're saying like this show could make or break if people are going to keep watching.
Well, this broke me.
Well, yeah, this wasn't good. And
so bad.
I mean, next week, like, I'm interested in the X Division match, but that's kind of it for me. I mean, K-Krush versus Hermie Sadler is going to be like, oh, okay, cool, that's garbage, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know who the guy Shamrock's facing is, unless they're hiding it under a fake name and it's going to be like a big surprise or something.
Maybe. I think Omori though is an actual guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of him, so that's interesting to me.
I'm kind of like what you were saying there. I'm kind of interested in the X Division rankings match that they announced here, and that would include. Okay, so as you mentioned, it has Low-Key, Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn, Kid Romeo, Tony Mamaluke, and Elix Skipper.
Yeah, I don't know if they might end up switching Skipper out because I don't think they announced him, unless I missed it.
I think we missed it because they definitely mentioned all the guys. I'm pretty sure.
I might have missed it then, but that's cool because you know what, I like Skipper. Too.
Yeah,
and I mean, I don't know. I think that's going to be a really solid match. I think at least there's something to look forward to. We knew that this show that we were coming into was not something to look forward to. Like we knew that it was a tag title match. Air tournament, and then this main event we knew wasn't going to be great, and everything else that they filled it with was not great. So we expected it this show, but I think the X Division match at least gives us something to look forward to. And
I mean, I suppose. So what's funny to me right now is that for next week we have Shamrock for the matches that we know of or whatever that. You got to be excited for the next week's show. Is the return of the Flying Elvises?
Yep, they did announce that.
Shamrock defending against Omori.
Mm-hmm.
K-Krush against Hermie Sadler.
Yep.
And the X-Title contender rankings match or whatever.
Yeah, that's correct.
Out of all of those, I mean, for sure, I'm interested in the rankings thing because I mean, all those guys like we're gonna get probably balls to the wall bullshit, like flying everywhere, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Aside from that, I'm most curious to see just how Hermie Sadler and K-Krush goes.
That's a good point. Who knows? Maybe it'll surprise us. I've seen matches with celebrities and stuff that have surprised me.
Well, sure, yeah. So that's got my interest, but in the sake of, would I buy next week's episode?
No,
Probably not.
No.
Was this worth $10? Absolutely not. No reason for that. I would not buy this under any circumstance.
And I don't know. I'm kind of curious where we go from here for some of this stuff. So, okay, so it seems that Hall is definitely going to be out for a while. We're not going to see him for a few weeks at least. I would have to guess. So
that's the vibe I'm getting.
So then, is Jarrett going to insert himself into the world title picture now? Is he going to attack Shamrock after his match potentially? So then we have AJ Styles, who is the X Division champion, and then also tag team champion with Jerry Lynn. That's really weird. I feel like that's puts them in a weird spot. Chris Harris and James Storm got injured. We don't know from who. We don't technically know who attacked the NWA president.
Who do you think attacked Storm and Harris?
I had an idea earlier. Because who got attacked last week? Didn't someone get attacked last week too? Or is it just, I don't know. They keep attacking people. I don't know. I had an idea earlier and I lost it. I'm kind of wondering if it could potentially be like the New Church or something.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Especially after Mellis lost again. I kind of think they need to just make them a tag team at this point, at least for a little bit until they can kind of get some wins in or something. So I could see it being the New Church. However, with what's his name? I can't even think of the president's name. That's how much I need
Jim
to know.
Miller.
Jim Miller. Jesus. I keep trying to remember the other guy's name instead, but with Jim Miller, that's got to be like Jarrett or something, though. Unless the attacks are all the same people, and then I will be okay with it, because then at least it's not like 3 different people are attacking everyone.
Yeah.
So it could, I don't know, maybe the way they tied him up, maybe that's just like a
maybe
weird
it's
thing.
Maybe it's Buff Bagwell.
Could be Marcus. His Marcus now.
Marcus could be just pissed off that he lost and Apollo screwed him over.
Yeah. So I don't know. We kind of got like a weird mixed bag. Monty Brown debuts and goes, "I want to fight Ken Shamrock." Like, that's super random.
That was great though.
Oh, well, I'm super excited that Monty Brown's here.
So, but here's the thing with that, right? I feel like as long as they give him some time to build himself up and to be, kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Monty Brown against Ken Shamrock, that could be a lot of fun.
I think so too, and I think if they do it right, I think that could make me want to spend $10 on a pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
I think we're still, like we've mentioned before, we're in growing pains time for sure.
Yeah.
We're still trying to get stuff together, and that's not excusing shitty matches and stuff, but that's kind of where we're at. Now that the tournaments, okay, we have all 3 champions, tag team, X division, heavyweight. That's all done. Now we can go on to build stories so that people can defend the titles for a reason, and things can develop in different ways. And I think that is what is going to get better as we go on.
Yeah. So, sure, this is the worst of the 3, but I'm going to say that I'll give these guys 5 weeks. 6. I'll give them 6 weeks for them to really find a stride. Maybe 8. 4 shows a month or whatever. I'll give them 8 weeks.
Well, you'd hope by then that they can kind of get their shit together, at least enough to be like, okay, we know what's not working because people are telling us, then they're not liking it.
Yeah. So by if by show 8, it's a mess, then I'd be like, this is some problems. Maybe this isn't gonna be for the long haul.
Yeah, I think it's tough, like how they mentioned in the Observer and stuff that it might be dying. It might be dying. It's like you gotta give them a little bit of time. Like give them a break.
Yeah.
Let them now. If by then, like 2 months in or whatever or more, that they're still kind of doing that, okay, they're gonna die. I could understand that at that point. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, needless to say that we're both gonna give this a thumbs down.
Yeah, 100% thumbs down.
And technically, we would not probably order the next one, but we are going to watch it and we are going to talk about it next week. Right here. You're just staring at me.
I thought you were going to finish your sentence. Yeah, next week, pay-per-view number 4. So, as I mentioned before, if you don't follow us on social media, we are at Cross the Line TNA on Twitter, at TNA Cross the Line Pod on Facebook, and join us next week. Be sure to rate, review, comment, subscribe on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, wherever you listen. Much appreciated. Feedback is welcome to what me and Bob can do to better, or tell us what you're liking about this also.
Yeah, share us around. Just don't be mean to us. That'd be pleasant. Don't be rude to us and mean to us, just like this show was rude and mean to us this week.
Yeah, it was.
This kind of sucked the life out of me, but hopefully we did not. On that note, I feel like we're all set here. For Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.
Shaka.